the VOD.
It was Boxer Caveman. It was shit kicked out of Boxer Caveman.
Oh, shit.
It was
No, stop.
Boxer Caveman.
Stop. What have I done?
Stop.
There we go.
Caveman.
Stop. What have I done? There we go. 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 Stop. What have I done? There we go.
Also,
Oh my
I want to
God,
put on.
Sorry.
I want to put on the record that Zach finally paid.
Fuck. Sorry, Adrian. Give me a second. What the hell am I listening to that's playing back our audio? I'm just on the VOD. Oh my God. Right, but both Twitch streams and my desktop audio are muted, so it should not be feeding back. Okay, there you go. So yes, I did finally pay you back for those gummies that I ate 3 years ago, I think. I'm about to say, I didn't know how much, because I assumed it was like a 5-pound bag of gummy bears, just based on like how much I remember. And I looked it up, and I found 2 different prices. I found one for 8, and then I found one for like 16, and I was like, I'll just edge on the side of expensive, and I'll just give you 15. Because although I didn't eat all of them, I did incentivize roommates to eat them, so... What? What, that... Not really, but it was the thing where, like, we would be sitting at, like, the kitchen table, and I'd be like, man, I'm super hungry, but I don't want to make food, and then I just go over to the cabinet, I just, like, grab a handful of things, and then I remember, like, later that night, Janine did the same thing, and she was like, what, you did it? And I was like, no, that's because I'm an asshole, though, and she was like, oh, and then I caught Lawrence doing the same thing, like, a day later, and it was like, no, what have I done? I was a bad example, yeah. Where in the VOD? There we go. Okay, give me a second. I found him. Oh my God. It's just like, cause the thing is that I remember that this guy had an interesting. I had to do something with my tongue in order to get his voice going. Oh my God, the VOD is so long. Well, like in the, I say that in the sense of like me just trying to like click through the VOD. I can only move forwards or backwards in increments of 5 minutes because the VOD is so the like on my screen the bar is so small. The moment where we saw Godot for the first time. There you go. That's good. Yes, correct. Sorry, Armando. It was pretty good. Like I like once again obviously like funny haha meme video, but I almost kind of wish that Phoenix and Maya had a dynamic similar to that. Not in the sense of like punching Edgeworth, but in the sense of like it's update his autopsy report. Phoenix just goes ooh, 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 boo. I love it. It's really good. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got the voice.
Okay.
It was something like this.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's about right. I had to talk quietly to myself, so I'm sorry if I wasn't responding to what you were saying.
Alright, we're good to go. Why do I have 2 things that are the exact same? I forgot about Anime Edgeworth. I don't know. You want to just kind of do progress for a bit, like we don't necessarily have to do a whole lot of reading. Adrian.
Sorry, I was looking at I was looking at a really good post on Tumblr, but I mean, if you want to do progress streams, don't have a lot of people to gaff and riff off of, we could do that.
I kind of want to just do progress stream for a hot minute, especially since we didn't stream yesterday and today is short.
Sure.
Once like Saba and Grant get here, and I think Lawrence is coming, we can go back to doing like regular voice acting and stuff.
Dr. Eggman.
Are you saying that Edgeworth looks like Eggman?
No, I'm just saying his name looks like Eggman.
Okay. Oh my god, I forgot about him.
He says, I didn't notice before.
He
only
didn't
this
say that
playthrough is
before,
new to me.
because you're super right. I went back through the VODs. He did not start saying ha.
It's not just him saying "hun." It's just that he starts everything with "ha."
No, yeah, and that's what I mean. Where it's just like he didn't used to do that.
Yeah.
They started doing it halfway through case 3, and now he's doing it in case 4. And I'm wondering if the writers were like, we need to clearly establish that these characters are the same. Let's give them a verbal tick.
I guess. A contradiction always comes down to a lie.
Oh, right, I forgot we were like in the middle of this trial. God, I don't remember anything.
Material victim discovered in the trunk. The witness has photos showing the defendant and the victim. He's got two piercings.
Who's the witness? Is the witness Dahlia?
The witness is Gumshoe right now.
No, right. But he said the witness's testimony that he's referring to, I believe that's Dahlia, who refuses to testify in court. I think, if I remember correctly.
I guess.
The false evidence is one of those 3. This is where Edgeworth... I want Edgeworth's first case to immediately drag him through the mud. That'd be so awesome.
It was a coffee aficionado. Is that how you spell aficionado? I guess it must
I don't
be.
have to say, I've never actually spelled it before.
That is how you spell it. I expected 2 F's. Guess I was wrong.
Aficionado. Yeah, that makes sense. That would make sense, rather.
I guess my expectation is because I would expect the etymology to come from, like, affection. Wait, no, it does come from affectio. Latin affectio, and then they just remove the F later on in Spanish.
What? Why? That's funny. Blame it on him, Your Honor. Trying to slip false evidence into the court. Armando! I was thinking about Ace Attorney 3, obviously because I knew we were going to be streaming it tonight, but I was thinking about it in the shower, and I was just like, man, I can barely count on one hand the number of times that the writing or logic in any of these cases has like legitimately pissed me off in some way. And I'm looping like all of the fucking what's his face Armstrong perjuring himself. I'm looping all that into like one just like God damn it, you guys type thing. And then I thought about Ace Attorney 2. And I was like, man, Ace Attorney 2, it's not a bad game. Like, I still thought it was okay, but God, was that, like, made me want to pull my hair out.
It's got, Francisca,
who's just annoying, right?
It's got,
Clown.
no, what's his face? Wheelchair guy.
Well, I mean, we made him funny, or rather, you made him funny.
It's got Goomba.
It's got Goomba. It brought Pearlian to the world, which is why I can't say that it's a bad game.
It brought back 2 of the characters from the first game that everyone liked. It brought back Old Bag and Lotta.
Didn't it bring back Larry too, or was Larry not in there?
Was Larry in there?
Was he in there? I don't remember.
I don't think he was. I want to say he wasn't.
Okay. I'm about to say, I definitely remember Old Bag and Lotta, because they were in the same fucking case.
Right, and that was the best case, and everyone liked that case.
Mm-hmm. Great case. Loved it.
It was the best case.
It was
Tremendous.
the best case.
We brought back all the old characters. Everyone loved it.
This was the best deal in the history of deals.
It was the best case.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so which one is fake? I think that the fake piece of evidence, and this is, once again, this is progress stream, right? So, I think that the face piece of evidence is this photo because it seems staged. I think that Dahlia is telling the truth when she said that she saw the moment of the murder because I think she's the murderer.
Uh-huh.
And then I also believe the photo in the trunk because that was taken by the police. Like this was just taken by the police. So this would be like me just being like the police are corrupt, which we don't know that yet. We don't know that until several years later when Phoenix figures it out. But so I want to say that it's the witness's testimony. Or no,
This
sorry,
is,
the witness's photo.
this is incorrect.
It is not the witness's photo, really.
The photo is technically accurate, but it's just being used and framed weirdly because of the witness's testimony.
Ah, so the witness's testimony is wrong.
Yeah, the
Okay.
witness's testimony is wrong. It's a no-brainer. Watch as I lobotomize myself and I still win this case. Bzzz.
Watch as I shove one of those Egyptian embalming poles up my nose and just liquefy, like just make a smoothie out of my brain, and I still beat Edgeworth.
And still beat Edgeworth, yeah. Edgeworth's like, oh yeah, well I'll decapitate myself.
He's just gone, and it's like, Edgeworth, what?
And it's like, oh yeah, alright, I'll solve this case with only my legs. Chainsaws for her waist down and just...
This is really fucked up. This is a lot of self-mutilation.
That's true, there is a lot of self-mutilation, eh?
There is a lot of self-mutilation, eh? Okay.
Boy Wonder over there.
Sorry?
Edgeworth said Boy Wonder, and that was the only thing I latched onto in my brain. Edgeworth is Batman, and Gumshoe is Robin.
Speaking of Oni and G, not specifically because you were...
Smooth segue.
Well, no, because I was just thinking about it. Like, because
Right.
you obviously remember the Totally Tubular animation compilation for the...
Yes.
Yeah, great, obviously. Everybody knows that video is awesome. I've been listening to the final song that they have at the end of the credits. It's called, like, Bring It All Back. I've been listening to that on repeat. Less because the words are catchy, but god damn it, I think that tune is flawless. It's just
It's
like
used.
It's so
It's
good.
kind of the anthem of like the Oni Plays animation community, where they use at the end of a lot of animations
It's
from like
so
different
good.
people. It's a pretty good song.
And obviously read the comments and stuff like that, and somebody really
Wait.
What?
Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness. Oh, I thought that said evidence for a second.
Has no intention of hiding the evidence from the court. Pulls it like he like opens his sleeves. There's nothing there, and then he goes, "Ha ha!" It just pops up the updated autopsy report.
I was just imagining it's more like, and the prosecution never has and never will do that ever. Please bring forth your witness.
Wasn't that the whole thing? Was that she refused to testify?
Yeah, well, she didn't want to testify, but she can be forced to.
Really? Is that true?
I mean, I guess.
I mean,
don't
in
know.
the real world, can you do that?
I think you can say that you'd rather not testify, but the police can
Is that
bring
what
you
a
in if they need
summons
your
is?
testimony.
Is that what
I think so.
So, I'm about to say, actually, that's a good... I've never actually thought of that before. What happens if you ignore a summons?
You get in trouble, probably.
But what if it disrupts your life? Like, what if it's like we need, like, what if the court is like, we need you to show up for this murder trial, which we're doing now, but like you work 2 9-to-5 jobs simultaneously by just going back and forth between 2 coffee shops, and you can't leave. Like, what do you do?
First of all, capitalist nightmare. Second of all, I'm pretty sure summons is like you can show that to your boss and they legally have to not fire you over it.
Okay. I remember there was one time where I had to do... It was the one and only time that I had to do jury duty. And they selected me to be the head juror because I was so eloquent in talking. I was very proud. But I remember I showed my, like, my jury summons or whatever to my boss. And he was like, what do you want me to do with it? And I was like, I'm supposed to be paid for the time that, I'm in the thing. And he's like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? This is like a 40-something-year-old manager who's been doing this job for like over a decade, and apparently he had never heard of this before. And like, yeah, it's Massachusetts law where if you're summoned to the jury, you get your full time as if you were paid normally. And he was like, all right, well, I'll look into it. And it was like this whole thing where he could do it, but then the company AMC wanted him to like talk to the government to be like, okay, you need to pay the money, not us. And he never ended up actually doing it, so I didn't get paid. I missed 2 whole days of work for that, and I was like, fuck.
Well, I guess you answered your own question there.
What do you mean?
You asked what happens if you get summoned on work time. And
Well, right, but that was for jury. I didn't know if it was the same thing if you're a witness.
I assume it's a similar thing.
I mean,
You have to go to court.
this
and
is
you're not
this is the
defendant.
American judicial system.
Yeah, the one where you're guilty until proven innocent, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
In the court of public opinion, at least. What the hell is Dahlia gonna look like? And wait a minute, if this is what Mia was pissed at Dahlia for like killing her boyfriend or whatever, who's her boyfriend?
We'll see. It's literally just Dahlia again.
But is she a vampire?
You'll
Cause
find out.
this is fucking like 4 years ago. Wait, no. No.
Sorry.
Actually, never mind. I forgot because the previous one was also in the past.
I
So
think
that
this is
actually
only
makes
1
sense.
year ago.
Well,
Like 1 year before her next trial.
yes, because a year passed. You are correct. So never mind. It
Yeah.
makes sense that she would look similar. It actually makes
Yeah.
less sense why Mia and Edgeworth look so different. That actually makes less sense.
I mean, Mia looks the same in a year later.
You look as scrumptious as a double-double in a dozen donut holes.
Okay. Yeah.
Judge. Oh! I'm super glad that Grant wasn't here to read that line. Did he see that?
I did see that.
I don't
Yeah,
want
this
to.
judge
That
is-
was. What the fuck? What the fuck is
Edgeworth-
with this series and like having older men creep on underage girls?
Edgeworth's just like, straights. As I said before. I can't take her. That's a
sus.
joke from ProZD's playthrough of this game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I love that playthrough.
It's very sensitive and very delicate. Sure. Okay. I am streaming, right?
I can check.
Oh, I had
Yes,
it
you are
paused.
streaming.
There you go. We're good.
Okay.
I was wondering why I wasn't seeing it update on the screen. I just had my stream paused.
Update the stream!
Oh!
And then fucking
Oh!
Grant comes over and uppercuts you.
Excuse you, I would uppercut Saba.
I guess that's...
I guess.
Wait, so Saba's telling you to update the stream, and then you uppercut Saba, who's on the other side of the room, while Grant is overseeing.
That would actually be a really funny, like, skit to do, just, like, self-referential, because you're right. It would just be her, and then I punch her.
It's her, and then she points at the other her who's wearing a mustache and has a teacup, and then there's Grant over on the table, like, oh!
Mustache?
I don't know.
I was about to say, Edgeworth doesn't have a mustache. She would just be in the Edgeworth outfit.
Yeah, she'd just be in the Edgeworth outfit. But anyway.
That's super good, though.
Miss Faye!
You could learn a lot from this
Yay.
man.
Yay.
Be gay, do crimes.
Yeah. Edgeworth's never done a crime in his life. Except for that time that he murdered or whatever, not what's his face, not Von Karma, the other guy, Hammond. Wrecking Ball from Overwatch.
But wait, but he didn't murder him.
Just...
I was about to say, he didn't actually murder anyone. That was actually Von Karma twice.
Well, it's his fault somehow, I'm sure.
What?
Hey, it's Miss Foster.
Okay?
She's a college student.
I mean, yeah.
She's in literature.
This whole game is literature. How
guess.
could you be so mean? What are you talking about?
What are you doing shoving that in her face? Only I'm allowed to shove things in
No.
her face. Next time,
Talking
I'll force
over
to
this.
penalize you.
I must peen.
I am the awful Canadian judge.
God, both judges are creepy.
This one's significantly more creepy, I think.
Really? Are you sure? Because the other judge was literally salivating over fucking... What's her name? Regina Berry.
I guess I only say that because this judge has way more screen time with a character that is like that they're being creepy over, whereas Regina Berry did not testify for that long.
I guess that's true. So you're telling me that Melissa Foster, can't remember
Yeah.
her fake last name, is going to be here for a while.
I mean, she's gonna be here for this entire case, probably. She's like, I think she might be one of the only witnesses besides maybe the defendant.
Really?
Yeah, his case is not super long. From
Wait,
correctly.
the defendant is going to testify?
Maybe, I don't remember.
I'm about to say, I don't... have we ever had a case where the defendant
We-
testified?
We have, and you complained about it.
I'm about to say, by fucking one of their rights, they don't have to. It's the Fifth
They don't
Amendment.
have to, but then again, we had this literal discussion where I was like, well, it's either the defendant testifies or we have nothing to work off of.
Oh, that,
And
yes,
the judge
you're
did.
right, yeah.
Yeah. That was the situation last time, and this is
Suddenly they just started fighting. He's a giant dude with a literal weapon.
he's not proficient in using ball and chain though.
He's proficient in biting it.
This is true. He's got the Wario B move.
Ah, he just bites him.
Eagle River.
You were standing there? Sure. I was surrounded by tall cliffs. What a cute camera! Just like its owner. Judge! Stop! Weirdo.
Like I said, this judge has much more screen time with someone that he's being creepy over, so.
Just like a Canadian. I can
filthy
say
Canadians.
that. I can say that. It's okay. It's okay
Yes.
for me to say that.
Because he hates Canadians.
Okay, I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers.
Listen, it's okay that I said the N-word because I'm racist.
That's indefensible, Adrian. I can't even lean into that at all.
I already took that joke to its natural conclusion.
I'm about to say, it's self-evident.
Yes.
Ipso facto, the joke. When I noticed there
Yeah.
were two people standing on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried to take the photo. Ah!
Shit.
The hell
Sorry,
was that?
I bumped my mic.
Okay, sorry.
I was trying to scratch my chest and then I bumped my mic on the way to bring my hand over there. On the arduous trek.
It was just so... It was so loud, it scared the shit out of me. Okay, I gotta remember... I guess I gotta press around some stuff. So I'm
No,
trying
there's
to think...
a contradiction.
Immediately? God,
Yeah.
I might just be forgetting. We don't have a whole lot of evidence, but... A small but powerful model. What the fuck does that mean?
It kills ghosts real good.
Fucking... Shit, what's the name of that franchise? Fatal Frame?
Luigi's Mansion.
No, Luigi's Mansion has a flashlight. Fatal Frame uses a camera.
Luigi's Mansion has a camera. It's attached to the back of the Game Boy thing at the first game.
Really? I'm about to say, I did not know that. The only Luigi's Mansion I've played was Luigi's Mansion
I might
3.
be making that up completely.
I'm about to say, it's... we can just go with Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame is known for its ghost camera.
Yeah, but Fatal Frame is no one knows Fatal Frame.
I know Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame is good. They could
Yeah,
definitely...
you're a fucking nobody.
No!
It's like that meme where it's like you're a fucking nobody. It's not, and then he
No!
vanishes. But yeah.
Nothing ever... Yeah, I still go back to that meme every once in a while. The Clone High. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys, but it's edited to nothing. And he just the car flips and fades.
I like
from
the TF2 one where it's like I am a goner. Whoop.
I know you sent this one before. It is pretty good. I like that one.
No, that's because I play TF2 more than I know Clone High.
That's fair. Clone High's pretty okay. It was definitely before its time. If Clone High came out now, it would be one of the biggest like cartoons ever. I think it definitely
It
has a lot
definitely
more
has
modern
that.
human
It definitely has that angular
humor.
Dexter's Laboratory cartoon style from like the mid 2000s.
So actually, because I looked into this, because when I was watching the show, there are so many character designs that seem almost exactly the same as Total Drama Island, right?
Right.
And so I was like, both of them were made in Canada. However, there is no overlapping production staff at all. They are
Yeah.
just two different production studios that made these two different shows with like 2 years in between them, with no overlapping staff. And so I was like, man, Canada must have like a Cal Arts thing, because you know how like every 4 years Cal Arts releases like a new set of students, and like all cartoons like suddenly have a big shift where they all kind of like change. Like, everybody talks about the Bean or whatever with Steven Universe and Amazing World of Gumball and yada yada blah blah blah.
Cogswell teaches the bean. The bean is just a general art principle.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's not a general art principle, but I am saying that people have made criticisms of modern
People
cartoons
complain about
versus
it.
older cartoons. Well, it's not the fact that people are complaining about it, it's the fact that people draw a lot of parallels between modern cartoons looking similar, whereas older cartoons might have had a little bit more distinct art style. Which, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely think they did.
Some of them did. Some of them.
I mean,
Eh.
Johnny Bravo, Samurai Jack, Angry Beavers, and Cow and Chicken were all coming out at the same time, and those look very different.
You're gonna. I don't want to think about Johnny Bravo.
What's wrong with Johnny Bravo? There's
I don't
no
wanna think
problems
about
with Johnny Bravo.
There is no problems with Johnny Bravo.
No problems whatsoever.
It definitely did not have the fucking. Oh, what's the other one I'm thinking of? There was another cartoon or show or movie or something, I can't remember specifically, where it's like the entire thing was it has the same thing as Totally Spies, where most of the episodes are a thinly veiled catering to a specific fetish.
What?
You don't remember that?
I mean, I remember the stuff about, like, Totally Spies definitely just being fetish bait for, like, 90% of the episodes, but I have no idea what the other show you're talking about is.
Totally or fucking Johnny Test.
No!
A lot of them were pretty fetishy.
I don't know about that.
A lot of them. Not all of them. Not as much as Totally Spies, but
I would have to. I'm about to say there were literal episodes where fucking what's her face Sam had her feet inflated and she wiggled her toes on camera. Like that. Like
Right.
that's a lot, dude.
I mean, it wasn't the same level, but it's definitely had traces of it.
What the fuck is this on the side? Is that the cliff that she said she was standing next to?
Yeah.
Okay. What the hell is with this suspension bridge? Why is is it that short? Because I'm
What do
just
you mean?
I'm looking at the like wire thing here. Like how like it, because based on this picture, the bridge should be like it's one bridge. It has a cross point in the middle, and that should be like about 30, maybe 40 feet to the center. But then you look at this picture, and maybe this is just me being like whatever. But you look at this picture, that looks like 10 feet to the next thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I don't know what the contradiction here is.
it's this contradiction is a little weird, but I guess it makes sense in retrospect.
When I heard you take the photo, shows the crucial moment. But it
If
doesn't,
the implication
though.
is that's the contradiction. The implication is that the crucial moment is in the photo that you have, despite the fact that it's not. They're just standing there.
Okay, so I would present the photo here and just be like, this doesn't show anything. This shows two people talking.
Yeah.
This doesn't even show two people talking. This shows two people acknowledging each other.
This shows two people standing next to each other, facing at each other.
Yeah. Correct. One of them's not wearing shoes?
He's not even within range to crush her toes with his like bowling ball.
We're not talking about fetish stuff anymore.
The fact that he's not wearing shoes, just using his bare socks on that filthy bridge.
No, I made a joke about like feet and crushing.
Yeah. Speaking of feet and crushing in cartoons, the new Animaniacs is out, and that's pretty good.
Is it?
I think it's pretty good. I like the
Okay.
animation.
I might check it out because
I will say
obviously I saw all over Twitter the fucking
the Animaniacs.
the anime magical girl transformation that they did.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Uh, you can tell it's definitely a product of modern times because all the art is much, or the colors are bolder and brighter, line art's crisper, and it's not as shaded. As in everything, I don't think there's that much shading in the series as far as the actual characters, which is fine. It's a different art style. People don't like it. People like it. The humor is very, very self-referential, but the thing is that's on key for the original Animaniacs too.
Okay.
Um, like literally both the original from like the 19 whatevers and the new one have mention of like, uh, but like in the intro, it's like you should see our new contracts as was one of the lyrics, in reference to the fact that they're being resurrected. But that's in the original lyrics too, from like 1970 or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, like it's not referencing the fact that they're being resurrected, but they're referencing the fact that you should see our contracts about how we have to do this fucking show now. I mean,
Oh.
the line has different context and it can come off as referential. But it's like, no, that's just how the show always was.
Okay. That's fine. Because like the thing is that I also don't really have any sort of nostalgic connection to
I don't
Animaniacs.
either.
Literally the only okay, well, maybe I'll give it more merit then. But literally the only episode of Animaniacs that I watched was I don't even remember what the episode was about, but it's literally the one that had the one where Yakko like sings about all the countries in the world.
Right.
That was like the only one I ever saw. Hello,
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Hello. Is my audio fine by the way?
Why is Lawrence so quiet?
But
Thought
see,
so.
that's not me. I was about to
Zach, I
turn him
blame
up.
you.
Maybe
You
we
hacked
can-
Lawrence's computer,
I
made him
hacked his
quiet.
computer to do that.
You hacked his computer just to make him quiet on your stream.
Uh, uh, they do this a few times where it's just like the judge because they kind of did the same thing with Regina Berry, but Regina Berry wasn't a bad person per se, where because the judge has the hots for the witness, they just kind of assume that the witness is telling the truth, which is a little bit too real world for me, unfortunately.
Mr. Eggman, you're quite the poet. Your
I'll
wiles work on
I
your wiles
pissed
will
I
work on me
pissed on
thoughts
the
and
moon,
day.
Sonic.
What?
Isn't that what the line is? What was it?
No, what? But why are you bringing that up now? What was that in reference to?
You said Eggman.
Oh, God.
You said Eggman. Don't get pissed at me.
I can't help the fact that for some reason, the fact that there's an E and a G in Edward's name makes me think of Eggman.
There's so much else in there.
Yeah, there's an upside down M in there for man, like Eggman.
That's not even.
Uh, just remember. I don't know why, but I just got cracked up at the fact that we talked about look fat, right?
Look fat, listen fat.
Yeah, I just remembered one of Joe Biden's other isms where it's just like that's a bunch of stuff, and it's like technically everything's a bunch of stuff, Joe Biden.
That is what everything is made out of stuff.
And I was just thinking about this case, like, man, this case is a bunch of stuff.
I'm wondering if he wanted to say a bunch of shit, but then he stopped himself and said stuff. I wonder.
I think that's what the implication was, but goddamn, that's a bunch of stuff
You
is really
so
funny.
that's a bunch of stuff I'm whatever about. Man, I can't believe I forgot. Look fat, listen fat.
Look fat, listen fat. Look fat.
Look, look fat, listen
Listen, I don't use he, him. I use fat.
fat. I use fat.
So fat is my pronoun. I don't have pronouns. I have one.
There is no past
There's
or
only
present
one
tense.
gender, and it's fat.
In America, yes.
Look
I
fat.
tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed.
You want to
in
do a
the back.
push-up contest? I'll do a push-up contest.
Stabbed in the
Buffalo?
back with what though? He doesn't have a knife.
See if you twist his
No!
iron.
I didn't.
If you, oof.
Fuck.
If you twist his iron ball, it unveils a needle.
A needle.
Yeah.
Does my audio work now?
Hello, we can hear you.
Hello.
I'm about to say you sound better. Yeah.
Yeah. I still gotta. I haven't configured my audio settings since I got this new computer, so
Oh, new
yes,
computer!
I forgot about
Congratulations.
that.
yay!
I forgot that you posted that on Snap.
It runs so fast now.
Gee, it's good. Adrian, do I have to press
Hmm?
something, or is there a contradiction here?
Look through the other testimony, because I'm not finding one that matches. We can try to run away. Tell me they started fighting. Wait,
It's
hang on,
literally
what
the same thing, but she just changed the ending bit of her testimony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see it. You gotta present the map bridge on either of the new statements.
On either of them.
Yeah.
I have to present the map. Why?
Yeah, because if she turned away from him and tried to run away, she would have fallen off the bridge.
Oh yeah. That's a good point.
I mean, unless she could like long jump 60 feet, but
That'd be about 15 feet. So that would be world record breaking.
I mean, and she'd have to do it in flats unless she took off her shoes and showed us her feet.
That is true. She's in flats. I forgot about
Your testimony's a joke.
that.
You, Diego. Ha!
Ha.
That's my laugh. Ha!
Oh, Lawrence,
Don't
tell
make
us
the
about your
witness cry.
Thanksgiving. Did you celebrate Thanksgiving?
I did indeed. I celebrated it a day early because my
saw
parents
that.
were working. Yeah, my parents were working on Thanksgiving Day. So, out of the blue, on a regular Wednesday, they were just like, "Hey yo, we're celebrating. Come in here." Okay,
Yeah, that's
sure.
good.
Early food.
Did you
But yeah,
get
it's been a
stuffing?
while.
Or did you have different food from typical American fare?
You can't just have. Never mind. I was gonna.
It's the best part of Thanksgiving food, okay?
I was gonna. I was going. No, I was going to get a clean take on me making a gay joke and then edit that together later. But I figured, nah, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. What kind of food did you have?
Well, not stuffing, unfortunately. My parents aren't into that.
Ruined.
We had like a big old chicken and
Yay.
some ribs
Oh.
and what else do we have? Oh, some salmon.
Was your
salmon.
Thanksgiving only proteins?
Protein.
Protein.
We had
Now that I
tofu, we
think
had
about
chicken,
it.
we had turkey, we had horse, we had lamb, we had zebra,
we had venison. We had
we had
octopus.
snake.
We had beans. We had peas. We had some forms of mushrooms.
We had grandma.
We had grandma.
Eat the rich.
Eat the rich. That's also
We
a
had
good
Jeff
source
Bezos.
of protein.
And don't forget your protein shake.
Yeah, we had muscle milk to wash it down.
I'm not gonna lie. So the main things we had for Thanksgiving at our house was we didn't have turkey because, to be honest, no one likes turkey here.
No one likes turkey.
No one likes turkey.
Because the thing is that you can make really good turkey, but it's hard to do and requires a lot of attention over a long period of time, and no one wants to fucking do that. So instead, we just had steak. But I don't eat steak because I don't usually eat red meat unless I like need to. So I had barbecue grilled chicken instead, and I was like, "Ooh, that's pretty good." But the main side that we had beyond like green beans and corn was mac and cheese. We made like instant. We in the instant pot we made like a really gooey mac and cheese that was really good, and it was a great time and it was wonderful. But then I go on Twitter and apparently that's like a white person thing. Is that true?
What,
Have mac
having
and
mac
cheese?
and cheese at Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I'm pretty Asian, and I had mac and cheese as well.
I mean, am also Asian, and I had the most American bland Thanksgiving ever, so I don't care.
No, it was just one of the it was just one of those things because it was just like one of the trending mentions or whatever moments on Twitter was like this one guy who posted what his girlfriend's family's Thanksgiving dinner was, and it was like a big ass turkey and then literally no sides other than mac and cheese, and he was like and it was this is the whitest thing I've ever seen, and I was like, really? Because mac and cheese is just really good. You could,
It
Yeah,
is.
I mean, cheese food in general is usually pretty white because white people want to feed Americans that are largely not lactose intolerant.
Edgeworth, go fuck yourself. What the fuck? He's literally doing. This is literally the same as the updated autopsy report, but in reverse.
He's he's degrading the autopsy report.
I'm about to say he's like, oh sorry, let's roll back the autopsy report. This is bullshit.
We rolled back the patch and the autopsy report wasn't well received. We're going back to the previous balancing.
People enjoyed walking across the bridge. We thought that the aesthetic choice would be fine. Adrian, is that you again?
What?
Posting it on air? Oh, is that Lawrence?
No, it
No,
was
that's
me.
not me. I'm busy cleaning my ear.
Lawrence, we've seen this.
But it's all you
This
said
is
updated autopsy
This is
report, so I had
repeated
to.
content, Lawrence.
Was it recorded before?
No one is allowed to make the same joke twice.
This never happens. It's true.
No one ever says the same joke, but at a later time frame.
I'm gonna scroll up just a little bit on there.
Speaking of, I saw not even old, but like a meme that I fucking adore and love so much because it's awful and hideous looking. But I checked and I was like, did I post that? And I had posted it in the server and I was like, oh. And I checked later and I was like, oh, I posted in the other fucking tutoring center server.
Oh yeah,
And
the original
The
tutoring
old
center
tutoring
one.
center.
Wait, are you still in that one?
I am still in that one. No
Am
one's
I
kicked me out
still in
yet.
that one?
I don't know. Do you
Oh,
want me to
dude,
check?
I am.
You're an admin still on that.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna leave that. No one's posted anything in that for fucking months. Oh my god, it's
The last person who posted anything was on October.
I'm about to say the
on
last thing
General.
I see here is in August. Grant? No. Someone posted something in general, and it was
Or are
Justin.
you talking about the?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Justin.
They were plugging their Twitch stream.
They were plugging their Twitch stream, which I think a few people showed up for. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that server. How do I
Why?
leave the server?
It's history.
What do you mean it's history?
It's George Washington died in there.
George Washington died in the Cogswell Tutoring Center Discord channel.
Yeah, it's a piece of history. It's a natural
I mean,
landmark.
to be fair, there is a lot of stuff in here. Maybe I should go. Maybe I should go through this again and just snatch all the stuff that I want.
Did you like the implication that the place where George Washington died would be a natural landmark rather than a historical one?
A natural landmark. Yeah, that's kind of fun. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to the game. It wasn't your fault.
Zach, are you at all familiar with the lore of TF2?
Very vaguely. In fact, I think the only lore of TF2 that I know is what you've told me previously.
I was looking back earlier today. It's fucking wild. Apparently in TF2, first of all, second story buildings were invented before stairs, and stairs weren't invented until the 19th century.
Wait.
Wait a second.
So did they just use ladders?
No, they shot rockets at their feet and exploded up the stairs. Or the second floor.
That's all right. Fine.
Um, yeah. Uh, so
I nearly spit all
apparently,
over because of what you said.
I was also just gonna say real quick that the second story building was invented by Shakespeareicles, the strongest poet to ever live.
Wait, Shakespearecles, like Hercules?
Yeah, Shakespeareicles.
Shakespearecles is so good. That's amazing. I love that.
They even have a. Hang on, I can show you. They did a portrait of him.
Yes.
The Valve artist team did a portrait of Shakespeareicles.
He's just gonna be like regular Shakespeare, but buff as hell. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with his head? He's like a Neanderthal skull.
And
Oh yeah, that's right.
um,
That is definitely a Super 8 male.
it's true.
He got the forehead structure. He got the physical strength. He got it all.
He's got the protein.
He got the protein. Ugh. How is Armando able to continue to exist, considering that he subsists exclusively on coffee and cyanide?
The
And
the
cyanide.
original one of Shakespeareicles' buddies, another famous painter known as Picasso.
Kick-asso. I suppose that was.
I like the idea that every historical, like important historical person is like super buff.
Can you name a single historical person who wasn't super buff that you know for a fact wasn't
That you
super
know
buff?
personally.
Yeah, that you know 100% isn't buff. Lawrence.
Yeah,
I just want to read this real
Hold
quick.
on, give me a second. What
I
is
just want to
this?
post real quick. Shakespeareicles was the strongest writer who ever lived. He was the inventor of the two-story building, the stage play, America, and the rocket launcher. Despite his powerful grasp on the of language and the ability to branch past 700 British pounds, several inventions eluded his iron grip. Most tragically among them, stairs.
Alright, that's pretty good. Hello, Saba, by the way.
Hello.
I was about to, like, what did I just walk into? I was like,
Name.
You're walking
Buff
into the history
historian?
of the Ace Attorney universe and how Shakespeareicles failed to invent stairs, but did invent the two-story building.
Adrian meant to say TF2.
No, Ace Attorney.
What? We're not adding Shakespearecles to our canon.
Why not?
Because you can't just take things from other properties and put it here, Adrian. You already do that too much. It makes me uncomfortable.
Why stop now?
What do you mean? Why stop
Why
now?
stop
We can
now?
be better than we have been.
You must be
okay.
better
The
than
motto
this.
of most conversations. Why you stop now?
Why?
What have I missed
In
That's a
terms
good
of
place to start
what,
it.
Saba?
in terms of gameplay?
I was just gonna say that
Oh,
reminds me of.
someone that you enjoy very much has returned.
I was
Oh,
gonna
I
say that
see.
one of my friends and I we both play D&D a lot. We have invented a theoretical game term where in D&D you have like an action and you can move and that's your turn. But we invented a game term called the funny action where if you do something funny, you can do that for free.
Oh, I
See,
super
yeah.
believe in that. That's amazing. I love that.
So we invented a class called the fucking Acme Rogue where
It's just a rogue that does a bunch of funny
Acme.
shit, so they get to do a bunch of free stuff.
yeah.
That's really
It's kind
good.
of what happened with us and my D&D thing, where one of the people was just like, let's just throw catnip potions at like the enemy, and then we just had a full round of like psychedelics going on. It was kind of hilarious.
Were you fighting cats or just normal people?
No, we were fighting. I think like just normal people. They just weren't the cats. I know that. And we just threw just a ton of catnip at them. And I think it was funny to the point where the DM was just like, you know what? I didn't even foresee this scenario ever happening. But apparently it's happening.
Just a drug deal going down.
So
Don't
I have
worry
two
about
things
it.
I want to say. one that's related to the game, and then one's about like D&D stuff, which I'm sure Adrian has seen before, but I wanted to talk about it regardless. First off, he couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. What the fuck are you talking about? There's a river underneath the bridge. Just toss it into the river, right? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
It's a fast-moving rapids river. Like,
I mean, that is.
It's a fast-moving eagle.
This may or may not be literally the contradiction.
Wait, really?
Perhaps.
So what? Present
well,
the
me.
map on this statement again?
No, the statement before that.
The statement before this one. This one.
The
Make
only
sure
way to
the
make
body
sure
was
the
hidden.
body stayed hidden. Yeah.
Okay. She needs to stop making definitive statements like this. They're too easy to disprove. So the thing I wanted to talk about was I can't remember exactly what the setup to it was, but it was something along the lines of a dude wanted to play in his D&D group, and his character was literally just a horse. But he was like vaguely part rogue. Like, he mostly had the abilities of a horse, but he could also like whip out a dagger and stab a bitch. And so the way
With
that
his mouth?
no, with his hoof. But the main thing that they did with it apparently was that there was a few times where they had to like rob a building or something like that, and the horse would go up to the front door, knock on it like normal with his hoof. The person would walk up, open the door, see a horse standing there, and the guy would just go, "They'll never believe you," and then punch the guy in the face with his hoof, and he would just pass out. And they would basically just rinse and repeat that over and over and over to like everybody in the entire building, like, because people would just be like, "What the fuck is this?" And it'd just be a horse that's just like standing in the middle of the kitchen.
That reminds me. There's a similar story
Is
where
this the? I don't mean to cut you off. Is this the half minotaur, half mermaid?
no, this is
Okay, keep going then.
there's another story in D&D where one of the players was like, I'm playing as like a bard or whatever, and I have max charisma, and I've invested all my ranks in deception and disguise. And he goes through an entire game, and then at the end of the campaign, he reveals to his players that he has secretly been a bear the entire time and unmasks himself because they've all been failing their checks to actually see that he's not a human and he's actually just a bear.
Oh my god.
Bear.
He's so deceptive.
Yeah. Also, hello, Grant.
Hello,
Hi,
Grant.
Hello,
Welcome
Grant.
to the
Grant.
stream.
Hi.
You also joined up very close to when I joined up, Grant. So
We were talking
both-
about
Very close to when I
Shakespeare
turned up.
earlier.
We were talking about
Yep.
Shakespeare earlier. Well known for its powerful currency. I did remember that.
Also, was that Dahlia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's
Excuse you. It's
Melissa.
not Dahlia. It's Melissa something. I don't remember what her fake last name is.
Look at her
but-
profile is.
Oh, right. Yes, she is in the profiles now. I forgot.
Melissa, real last name.
Yeah, Melissa
Oh,
Foster.
Ah,
You know. her.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
The person
No
we very
connection to Dahlia.
definitely don't know.
yeah. of
Also, no
course.
connection to Diego Armando, another person we don't know.
Yeah, I was like,
Diego
there's
Armando.
clearly not going to be anything that
Dang,
happens
Diego.
between these two characters.
So hang
But-
on, Diego Armando is 27 now.
Yeah,
So how old would he be in the current timeline?
he'd be 31.
So that's just information
Dang,
if he was
27.
current timeline.
Man, 27 is my favorite number.
Shut up, you fucking weirdo! God.
Also,
I try to talk to Saba about like fucking Hades, and all she can talk about is how thirsty she is for like 50% of the cast
I mean,
of that
can
game.
you
I'm
blame
like,
her
I
though?
will-
I
will
can't, but I
tell
want
you-
to talk about the game, and every time I talk to her, she's like, "Have you seen
Hey.
Thanatos yet? Oh my god!" And
no,
I'm like,
no, no, no.
"Dude,
I will remind you. I actually never brought up Thanatos. The only time when I started talking about him was once you had brought him up, and that was one time.
that seems like it might be true.
Uh-huh.
I don't quite remember that."
Yep.
But
Uh-huh.
anywho, I wanted to talk about a different thing. I wanted to talk about another D&D thing that I think would be really fun, but I don't like because I'm bringing it up now. I definitely couldn't do it with any of you guys. But a character
Dang.
who is secretly half minotaur, half mermaid, where
Oh no.
they just got the human half of both of their parents. So
Holy-
they just look like a regular person, but they still have the strength of a minotaur and the ability to breathe underwater like a mermaid.
That would be
A
interesting.
hot lawyer.
Oh my gosh, that's really good, Troy.
That's really good.
It's in the writing. It's,
I
okay,
just saw
I'm
that.
okay.
But yeah, Grant, did you see Shakespearecles?
I saw it while I was just eating dinner right now, but I did not read.
It's a pretty good factoid.
Strongest writer who ever lived. 700 British pounds. Most tragically among them stairs.
Yeah, so we were talking about the TF2 lore, if you're familiar at all. Stairs
Oh,
were not
tiny
invented until
bit.
the 19th century in TF2.
Oh my god.
And
It was just
the
ladders.
two-story building was invented in the 18th century. So there was an entire
Okay.
century where the only way people get up to the second-story buildings was to explode, basically detonate explosives at their feet and jump up to the second story through the compulsion of the explosion.
Why did we
Um,
ever change?
It was a century of people losing legs and being crippled and stuff, and then Abraham Lincoln invented stairs.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham
invented
Lincoln.
stairs.
His most famous accomplishment in the TF2 world, inventing stairs.
That is pretty good.
I don't
Listen,
like the
ending-
implications of that, but yes, sure.
Ending the Civil War is good and all, but stairs?
Stairs,
Yeah.
bro? Like,
But stairs?
real shit.
Real
Dang
shit.
it.
Hang on, what was it? There was someone else who tried to invent stairs but died in a going up to the second story incident, and then Abraham Lincoln took his notes and finished them. I don't remember what it was. Who it was? It was someone important.
Ulysses Grant?
Oh, sorry, no. 1857, a young beard inventor named President Abraham Lincoln stumbled on the answer. Unfortunately, never grasped full import of the invention and died attempting to rocket jump the world's first staircase. And then in 1921, a hot-headed Pisces Franklin D. Roosevelt, languishing in hospital, losing both his legs in a rocket
FDR?
jumping, stumbled upon Lincoln's notes and perfected the modern staircase.
So
But-
FDR
wait, but
created stairs.
Well, wasn't FDR in a wheelchair?
He was in a wheelchair.
Oh my
He lost
god.
both his legs in a rocket jumping accident, so he invented stairs.
Yeah, that's not how he lost his legs, but okay.
That's what put him in the wheelchair.
I'm in a wheelchair.
He never perfected ramps, though.
That would
no,
take
Rance-
another 100 years.
Yeah.
And more deaths to make ramps.
Oh no.
By the way, for context, all of this is on the page that they promoted, that basically introduced a new item in the game that reduced damage from rocket jumping. That's
Okay.
that's set for all of this history.
That's fantastic.
Oh.
I love TF2 lore.
TF2 lore is fantastic. They one of the main, or not main, but like a fairly important secondary character in the lore of TF2 is Poopy Joe, the world's first and only monkey knot, whose virgin launched into space was sabotaged by Manco to try to steal the Australian lace in the rocket to fuel it. He died,
What the fuck?
and he is a war hero.
Rest in peace.
Poopy
I
Joe.
like that.
Mine.
Franklin D. Roosevelt invented the stairs.
He just did it. That's why they elected him.
They were like, finally, we can stop losing our body parts.
For 100 years, the second story building existed with the only way to get up it being rocket jumping.
Do you
Not
think those are
not ladders or building a stack of something or trampolines. None
Rocket
of that.
jump.
Rocket jump
think-
every time.
Do you think there was a group of people that were so against stairs? Like, it's too progressive.
Rocket jumping anyway.
Rocket jumping
always
is a
the way to go.
tradition in America. Why can't you just accept it?
Yeah.
Well, Zach and Lawrence, you remember 2 years ago, our apartment was on the second floor. Imagine if we
Oh,
had to
boy.
rocket jump every time.
I come
Hell
in one
yeah.
day with like a newfangled idea of like, dude, I got this harpoon with a rope tied to it. I'm just gonna chuck it right into the wall above our window, and we'll go in. And then like,
We're
I
like,
guess
you're
this would
crazy.
yeah, like you're insane. And I go to do it, and like the apartment management's like, all right, you can't be doing that. And I'm
It's
like,
like you
no.
gotta
You can
you gotta use
rocket
the
jump, but you
rocket.
I only got
Listen, we have.
I only got 25% of my legs left.
Listen, we got a designated rocket jumping pad on the first and second floor. We gotta make you
Why do you have one on the second floor?
to land on.
To the third floor.
Oh, so you set to the third floor?
This is, by the way, a TF2 silver dollar.
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I'm not gonna
What does
lie,
that say? I love-
I'm not really picking up on what the contradiction might be here.
Then we carried him to his car.
The brutal
Killer
killer
broke into the trunk and
trunk.
stole and hid the body in there. That seems about right. Couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. That makes
no,
sense.
this is the. I told you earlier. You have to present the map on statement
No,
three.
no, no. So Adrian, the theme with Melissa appears to be that she makes a statement, we point out an obvious flaw, and then she adjusts the second half of her statement. So
Oh.
it seems like it's the first one, but I did already present the map.
So yeah, you gotta present either the witness photo or the map on the killer broke into the trunk of stolen car, had the body there.
Why?
Uh,
What's the logic
you'll
with that?
find out. You'll find out when Mia explains it to us, I'm sure.
Okay,
By the way,
I
we
guess.
all have us here. We should start voice acting some of this.
I don't know, man. I've been making a lot of progress.
Do we want to do progress stream or do we want to do voice
Let's
stream?
hang out for a little while longer, and then we'll go and do more. We already
Did
missed a
somebody
lot of
say
stuff that I
progress
wanted
stream?
Saba and
Progress
Grant
stream.
to voice, so we might as well
Oh,
keep going.
I don't know if you knew this, but in TF2, Australia is alone in the southeastern hemisphere of the world because New Zealand sunk.
What?
It sunk and became a lost city.
The lost city of New
Oh,
Zealand?
city of New
Lost
Zealand.
city of New
Oh my
Zealand,
God.
yes.
Okay.
Goodbye,
It-
New Zealand.
Why did it sink?
You're going
Um,
to New Zealand.
It's not exactly clear, but
Oh,
it is known.
how would she know that there was a car? Okay.
It is known that the residents of New Zealand were all highly technologically advanced geniuses who fled the underwater New Zealand to head to space.
That's the next
mysterious
logical step, yeah.
technology of New Zealand.
Actually, wait, no, I remember now. I remember the history. I'm a TF2 lore master. So,
Is this gonna be the first time I mute Adrian? I'm joking, keep going.
This will be the
so in the
Last.
TF2 world, there is an element called Australium, found in Australia. It has similar qualities to uranium in that it is an incredibly powerful fuel source. However, instead of mutating people and killing them, it turns them into hyper-powered, super-muscular geniuses.
hell yeah, dude.
So the
Aye, aye,
Australians,
aye.
the Australians harnessed Australium to become the most manly people on Earth ever. Incredibly strong freaks of nature. The New
Ooh, I know
Zealanders
where Bobby's
harnessed
going.
Australium to become geniuses and fantastic scientists. There is one scientist who, in New Zealand, used mathematical equations to predict that within the next century the world would flood underwater, and so warned his people to go underwater and sink New Zealand so that they would survive in their glass sphere. This didn't happen. The rest of New Zealanders got pissed of him, and then the globe flooded due to the events of the TF2 mercenaries in the comics, crashing into the dome and opening up to water.
No.
Rip New Zealand.
So yeah.
Goodbye, New Zealand.
Also, the last New Zealander to ever live made a rocket ship out of all of the Australium in the world that remained, went into high orbit, and drunk herself to death.
Wow.
Okay.
Because she got tired of her husband.
Oh,
Wow.
just layers upon layers. So sad.
Australium is a central point to the plot of TF2's lore. It also fuels semi-immortality in that people have lived centuries with the power of Australium.
Zach.
Don't talk to me. I would have to. I'd have to be in Australia. I don't know if that's worth it. These are the pros and cons.
Immortality. Go to Australia.
I don't know, man. Have you
What if
seen
you could
some
live
of those
forever,
spiders?
but you had to live in Australia?
What if you could
That's
live
a really
here, but you
tough
can never light
bargain.
your dick on fire again?
No.
Oh, I don't know. That's such a difficult choice.
I mean, technically speaking, you wouldn't need to go to Australia. You just need to import Australium from Australia.
Would that be
True.
expensive?
Oh my god.
Yes, it is the
But
most sought after material in the TF2 world.
but you wouldn't have to go to Australia.
You wouldn't have to go to Australia. I will say that I guess it's kind of like adamantine in the fucking MCU in that regard. But I was gonna say that Manco, the most prime purveyor of Australium, being based in Australia, is run by one of the most superpowered brutes of Australia, Saxon Hale, whose best known feats are jumping out of a plane, surviving several times, fighting Yetis naked, and also making the entire Yeti race extinct.
I
With
don't
his
know.
bare
Oh
hands.
god.
I don't know about that last one. I don't really think that's like a good thing.
I mean, he did it all in his bare hands solo, so that's something.
That's impressive as hell, but so isn't
Is
shooting
it
a lion. You know.
So, he actually has a policy where if you can beat him in hand-to-hand combat, he will surrender his company to you. And he
Oh,
lost his
God.
company because an old man had the idea to not fight him, but submit his granddaughter. And Saxon Hale, being a man of principle, could not bring himself to punch a child, so he lost his company to a child.
Weak.
I was about to say, what a weak man.
It's weak.
To be
Just
fair,
punch the child.
he refused to attack a child, but he did try to get two of his interns to attack the child in his place.
Even
my-
weaker.
Fight my second.
Sorry, one of them refused. The other one was about to, and then the one who refused stopped him. It was a very.
If your
it
boss
was
told you to punch a child,
full of intrigue.
would you?
Absolutely.
How much?
I wouldn't even do it because my boss told me to. I would just do it
You
to punch the
just,
kid.
you just run over and punch a child.
If I walk into my boss's office and there's a child in there, I'll just punch it. I don't even care. Even
This
if it's like the
child-
boss's kid.
And rated E for everyone.
Any kid ever.
Just beat the shit out of them.
This is a
Adrian,
picture of.
Adrian, if I may.
Yeah.
I did want to, for the sake of posterity and fairness, ask Saba and Grant about how your Thanksgiving went.
Oh, okay.
Ah. Saba, would you like to go first?
Sure, of course. It was fine. We had like two of our family over, but they had quarantined themselves, so we had safety precautions. I was even like, if my cousin does not get tested, he is not coming. So it happened. They're okay. I'm thankfully not sick. And we had like all of my favorites. I had mashed potatoes, which I never get anywhere in the rest of the year except for freaking Thanksgiving, which I got,
Nice.
which I was like, nice, thank you. And we made homemade mac and cheese, which was also very good.
Mac and cheese.
Sorry.
Zach, you can't ask.
No, sorry.
You
I'm just.
know.
I'm not sassing. I'm just reading more TF2 lore.
Adrian!
Oh my God.
Help!
Mac and cheese.
Oh,
Pay
it
attention to
doesn't
the
work.
Discord!
It doesn't work.
No, yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was- Overall, yeah,
I
it was
wasn't
good,
actually reading
yes.
what she was saying, so I was fucking sorry.
Anyways,
sorry,
you're
keep
talking about
going.
mashed potatoes and how you never get them.
Yeah, I don't. It's freaking great. I love them. And homemade
Wait.
Zach and cheese, that was pretty good too.
Do you not have the
And
power
yeah.
to get mashed potatoes on your own, though?
No, I
It's
can
not
like
the
make it, but
same.
my mom makes them like the best. It's,
Oh,
it's like
okay.
mom's homemade or not mac and cheese. I got just mac and cheese on the brain now. But yeah, it was pretty good. On to you, Grant.
Mine was nice. It was enjoyable. Similarly, mashed potatoes was good. Sweet potatoes as well.
Oh, we also had that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
More potatoes.
Spent Most of the day was a little tiring because spent it all day cooking, as everyone else did, I'm sure. But
Ah,
I
yep.
made a real good broccoli salad, and I really like it. And we have
Nice.
obviously tons of fucking leftovers.
I,
Yeah.
if that's all you have to say about
Lawrence, you made that so quickly.
that. Wait, those are both the same button though.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah. I'm about to say. I guess it would have to be not living in Australia.
yeah. But,
I'm about to say that is the. I push both of them.
At the same
Wait a
time.
second. Shit.
The joke makes more sense in this way, but it is not correct, unfortunately.
Anyway, I wanted to point out that this was apparently Australia in the 1890s in TF2.
Yo!
Okay.
That looks pretty good. Look at all those mustaches.
I
That's
like
Bobby,
the
where are
mustaches,
you?
yeah.
Also, apparently, George Washington in TF2 was known as both the inventor of America. However, he is known for his greatest failing, which was his inability to remain permanently invisible.
That's pretty. How do you criticize some of the stuff that I like for being ridiculous, but yet you love this?
Because this is not central to the game itself. TF2 is just a fun game outside of its lore, and lore has literally nothing to do with the gameplay.
I guess
Because
that's
Adrian's able to maintain his invisibility. Can you, Zach?
Yeah.
to women, yes.
Oh!
Oh. There you go.
I'll
maybe-
commit suicide for the sake of the joke. Don't think I
I
won't.
mean, maybe
He
you'd be
hurt
less invisible
himself
than
in
if
his
you actually,
prison.
if you actually
I did
respected
come up
life.
a bit funnier.
Adrian, you know what, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence. Oh no, Adrian has been muted.
No.
The first Adrian mute. Is it the first? I don't know, actually.
I don't know.
believe this is the first
I
Adrian.
don't remember
No,
any others, but
Adrian
I
has
probably
been
did it
muted before.
Has he?
Okay.
Yeah, I believe.
Another Adrian mute.
I don't
even
like
remember the
this. I
first
don't
time.
like this reoccurring Zach doesn't respect women joke because the last time it happened, or not the last time, but my dad does go back and watch some of the VODs sometimes, and he asked me about that joke. Well, it wasn't that. It was like
Oh, no.
it was something about like me hating women or something like that, and he was like, "What is that all about?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It's like you being an alcoholic." Did I never tell that story?
No.
No.
All right, I'll tell that story real quick. So there was one time. This was back in Massachusetts. Me and a few friends had been hanging out at one of my friends' house, but we were all kind of far away, and none of us really had access to our cars at the time. So I asked my dad if he could pick us up and drop us off at my house so they could walk home because they were rather close. So he was like, "Yeah, sure." And it was something along the lines of like, as we were driving, everybody was just talking, and then I made a really bad pun, and everybody was like, "Ugh," which is very me. And then my friend Jared asked my dad, "How do you put up with him all day?" To which my dad said, "A lot of beer." My dad doesn't drink like at all, and so that became the reoccurring joke among that friend group was that my dad is an alcoholic to put up with me.
Wow.
Yes, wonderful
Funny.
joke,
Dang.
Adrian. Is this the wiki that you're taking screenshots of?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go.
The pair inadvertently stalled the moon landing by 3 years when Aldrin stooped like Armstrong into a pile of folding chairs at the 1969 wrestling event Astromania.
Astromania. Oh my god.
There is lore as to why John Wilkes Booth assassinated Abraham Lincoln, and it's because he was a hat aficionado and he went missing after Abraham's assassination. John Tower of Hats Booth.
What he might look like today.
That's after assassinating
Yes,
Abraham
because he
Lincoln.
got his hat. That's very
Yeah.
funny. Okay. What he might look like today. That's really good.
It's fucked up.
There's also just this photo and subtitle to go with the photo.
seen flying from
And
a
when
dog
she
costume
died-
when
When
she
she
died. What are
died.
you talking about? That doesn't make any
It's
sense.
just, this is becoming. Oh my gosh.
Oh, did you guys hear the? Did you guys hear like the long-standing research and theory as to like what actually happened to Amelia Earhart?
No.
So
TFT was an explanation. Go on.
So obviously everybody's familiar with the idea of Amelia Earhart was trying to be the first person to like do a single flight over the Atlantic, but then she never made it, right? People theorized for many years that like she sank or this, that, or the other thing. And after like many years, like this would have
Oh, is
only
this the
happened.
devoured by crabs thing?
Yes and no. So yes,
okay.
she. So the idea was that the ongoing theory at the moment is that she did crash, but she did make it to an island barge, right? Like an island, and she did have a working radio. Because the thing is that call logs from like just general radio transmissions were received in China, California, and Alaska or something like that, if I remember correctly. And so you could like go back and review those logs, and by putting all three together, you could actually get a pretty clear picture of like all the different radio signals at that time. And there is just one radio signal that was just somebody desperately asking for help, like please come and find me, I crashed in the Pacific and I'm here on this island, please come help. And they fucking ignored it, thinking that it was a prank.
Oh.
And
Wow.
so the
Are you kidding
reason and so what happened was that, yes, I don't remember what the species of crab is, but like eventually she dehydrated, right? Because there was no water on the island. It took several days, actually several weeks, because she had water on the plane. But she eventually died of dehydration, and the crabs not only devoured her, but her bones, and then picked apart the fucking plane, so no one could
Holy
find
shit.
it. And it's like, what?
Dude, have you seen coconut crabs? I believe it.
I'm about to say they are
Oh, those
literal
guys are
monsters on Earth.
Scary.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just the part of like Amelia Earhart for fucking weeks just being on the radio, being like, "Please help, please, please, oh God!" And it was something.
I don't.
And I don't know if necessarily this might be like a twist that somebody put on it, but apparently one of the reasons why they thought it was a prank was that Amelia Earhart had a voice for radio, like she had a really nice voice, and so they thought it was like a prank from a radio station.
What the fuck?
And so they ignored it.
I feel like if it's like official like comms for like airplanes,
It was
or
a
I don't
private.
know,
It was a
whatever,
private
I feel
plane, and back then they didn't have default like identifiers for radio signals.
Like, that just feels weird though. I don't like if this was happening for weeks. I'm pretty sure they would have been like, well, this, even if it was a prank, it happening so repeatedly definitely seems like a warning or a red flag. My God.
Lawrence.
Oh my God.
Lawrence, you can't.
There's a crab's fault.
Me millionth body.
Buddy.
Me millionth kill streak.
Oh! I am now
Dude,
going
you
to
can
activate
call in so
all
many
of my nukes inbound.
Oh, this reminds me of that one Mr. Krabs host where it's like, SpongeBob, me boy, I finally sequenced the human genome.
Oh, right, because, yeah. Oh, that's so
That was a good one.
So there was something that happened, and I keep telling stories, but it's so good. So you know how, like, as they were sequencing the genome, they were, like, giving different strings of proteins names and stuff like that? So you may or may not be familiar with Sonic Hedgehog. It's
Wow,
a
definitely.
sequence of DNA that they did. It's in the human genome, but it also shows up in hedgehog DNA. And there were several different instances of this, of like shared DNA between the two species. So at first they named like the first one after like an extinct species of hedgehog, and then they did one that was like the most popular one, and then they started running out. So one of the scientists was just like, let's just name it Sonic Hedgehog, why not? And the rest of the scientists were like reluctantly like, fine, who cares? And they did. 2019, research was conducted that finally got published less than 3 weeks ago, like less than a month ago, and we finally have an idea as to what the DNA sequence Sonic Hedgehog is capable of. Having a deficiency in the protein that is produced by Sonic Hedgehog is one of the leading causes of age-based erectile dysfunction. So the literal scientific statement is a lack of Sonic Hedgehog leads to male erectile dysfunction or late stage
You gotta
erectile
have that
dysfunction.
Sonic Hedgehog.
It's really funny. Because the rest of them, nothing. They don't do anything. One of them controls like how long your eyelashes is. Who gives a fuck? This one is like important, and they're doing research on it because it helps with erectile dysfunction or whatever. And it's like, I can't believe Sonic Hedgehog controls whether or not my penis gets hard. It's ridiculous.
So, I wanted to loop back to Amelia Earhart real quick to just explain TF2's explanation of how she died.
Okay.
So, this is canonically in TF2, which is based slightly in reality, the last flight trail that she went on before she died in TF2. It's from it's to Hawaii from like some Pacific islands, kind of like near Australia, New Zealand, ever. But the main thing is that apparently in her flight she got lost and landed in Siberia of Russia.
That's very far.
And then she was stranded in the Siberian wilderness, and her plane, which was filled with crates of honey because of her infamous sweet tooth, which all know Muriel Earhart had, she attracted bears and they killed her in her hot dog suit.
Why was she in a hot dog suit?
That's her flight suit.
Yeah. But anyways, that's how Amelia Earhart dies in TF2.
Fucking Christ.
What a life.
Anyway.
This is such a great progress stream. I like it.
Progress stream.
It is because we're not impeding Zach from making progress.
The only person who's impeding me is me.
I was
telling
just like,
stories.
Zach's in
Where was she? She would either be on this side so she could see across, or she's over here, but she wouldn't be over here because they wouldn't walk. So I'm going to say she was over here? Does that sound about right? Or maybe she was up on the cliff?
Yeah, the bridge is broken. How would she be over there?
By being on the other side? What do you mean? Just because this one bridge is broken doesn't mean that there isn't an entire other side of the planet that she could be on.
Yeah, it's all gone. The other side.
It's the one bridge to get from the western crust of the Earth to the eastern crust.
It's the only
Zach-
bridge.
Do you want me to tell you what
Once
the
again-
answer is?
Yeah.
You gotta press on the,
I can't press anything. I have to present.
wait.
Once again,
we
if
are
I
at
remember
we are at the
correctly,
point,
since I played
Adrian,
the
to
game,
No, I meant like press as in like you gotta pick the. According to the walkthrough, you gotta pick the blue V.
what? Why she dressed up as the victim?
Perhaps.
But that doesn't make any sense because that's not. Once again, maybe it's because we're like progress stream and I'm not actually like paying that much attention. But that doesn't make any sense because what we're doing right now is arguing how she was able to see the guy put her into the car. She could have did that
I mean,
from the
maybe
top
it
of
was-
this cliff or the other side, or she could have been hiding in whatever this is. I'm assuming it's trees.
Well, that's not the answer, is it?
I like it.
Naturally, the witness is right there.
Obviously.
What the fuck are you talking about? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, we'll see how this pans out.
Okay, give me a minute. I want to see what their fucking explanation for this is. Why she wasn't just somewhere instead of impersonating the victim.
Your Honor.
After partying the victim fled by car.
By car.
Oh, good animation.
I like the good animation.
That was great.
This is the best animation of the game.
Okay. I
Okay.
guess.
What?
How
How do you
asinine!
pronounce that? That's 9.
Thank you, Edgeworth. We agree.
Good ass.
Good ass, Edgeworth. It's a 9.
It's a
Good ass.
9.
You said it, not me.
9? Maya, quick!
So understand.
You still understand, do you, Zach?
No, I don't.
It's okay, you will understand.
The victim was already told my wa.
No, but I mean, like, okay. So, like, the
My
thing is,
lord.
once again, maybe it's because I'm just skipping through this and I'm not picking up on some of the subtleties here. But, which is a 9. It, like, the thing of it being like, oh well, because like the idea is that they're establishing that she already murdered first and put it in the trunk prior to the meeting where the photo was taken. Sure, I get that. But how the fuck did you come to this conclusion? How did we not talk about the cliff? How did we not talk about the other side of the bridge? How did we not talk about the tree line first? Like, these are all things we should have established first and then been like, there's only one place left.
Well,
Maybe
clearly
exact
she's
that's
not.
what they're gonna do, but it's like
Clearly-
the reverse, right? They make the final point and then they
Oh,
explain
you're
all
right.
afterwards.
That doesn't make it. Fuck, but that doesn't make any sense from the perspective of being a player.
I mean,
right?
clearly she's not strong enough to have the butterflies escort her to either the on top of the tree line or whatever.
Right. I forgot.
Her summoning isn't that good yet.
Not yet.
It took her a year to get that good.
Yeah, and that's only like 4 butterflies. She's not at Choji levels of summoning butterflies yet.
Oh.
Only the OGs will know that reference.
Also, how do they not know her real name? Or maybe this is her real name and then she changed her name after. That'd be funny.
Or
Uh,
the 2 different people.
Okay. Okay. Sure. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. What I was thinking was that we would get to a to be continued section and then we'd start doing voice acting after that. But it's been a hot minute. I didn't expect this to be this long.
We're almost there. We have one more presentation before. After that
There
is
is.
the recess.
Presentation.
Someone talk about something else then, so that way I can read. Anybody but Adrian talk about anything but TF2. Not that TF2 isn't fun, but this has been a majority TF2.
TF2.
It's in the game.
TF2.
It's in the game. I don't know,
fuck?
man. Anyone buy anything at the Steam sale? What's been
No.
going on?
I
Because I don't
almost
have a-
did.
All
There's
I got was
nothing
a
of interest
background.
to me. I got a rock.
I got a rock.
And it's a good rock.
I got a run.
Rock.
Bye.
My country.
Ah!
Personally, I'm waiting for Baldur's Gate 3 to update because they promised an update for that game recently.
I don't have any games I kind of want right
I
now.
don't think anyone else in this call cares about Baldur's Gate 3 except for me.
I mean, I'm
know
interested
of
because
it.
I like Larian Studios. Like I like Divinity Original Sin 2. However, from what I've seen of Baldur's Gate 3, it seems like the game is trying to be a really strict DM in terms of like roles and stuff. Like, I guess what I'm saying is that it feels like it's way too many roles for me. But I don't know.
Eh,
Like,
It's weird
like I
'cause-
don't know. I was watching Plague of Gripes do a video about it because he has like similar opinions. And in his video, he showed like a clip of him like trying to go through a single conversation with a quest NPC. And in that one conversation, there were 6 skill checks that he had to pass, and he failed 5 out of the 6, so he failed the quest. And it's like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
eh.
White scarf.
How many gates is Baldur
identification.
going to build?
The idea of getting maybe
So,
Splunky too.
am I right, by the way? Because I'm thinking that
I'm
it's
gonna
this
wait.
because if he didn't remember what she looked like, he wouldn't need her to wear a scarf for identification, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that is correct.
All right.
But yeah,
You don't
I
want-
wasn't willing to buy it right now.
You don't have a. Do you have original Spelunky? Saba?
No, but I remember like watching some of my streamers that I like to watch play it, and I was like, oh, this is fun and stuff. But then I ended up like playing it with Zach, and I was like, this might be worth it. Like eventually down the line,
Nice.
think
I
it's fun.
almost bought 3 games for Carrie, believe it or not.
For Carrie?
Yeah,
So
because there was
many
that
games.
one that she suggested a while ago. The one
Oh,
that's kind of
yeah.
the one that's kind of like the sexy brutale, but it's from the perspective of what's her Ophelia from Hamlet. And I was like,
Mhm.
because that one just seems interesting in general. Um, and then I
Oh,
also
Chihuahua.
and then there were 2 of them that seemed very similar to The Room that we played before. It was the House of
Ooh.
Da Vinci and then the House of Da Vinci 2.
The
And
House
both
of
of
the
Oh, I've
those
heard it.
have like really high reviews. So I was gonna
Yeah.
get them, but then as I was going to check out, I looked at my like the total price, and for all 3 games it was gonna be $54. And I thought to myself,
Ooh.
like,
Whoa.
I am on unemployment right now. Maybe I shouldn't do this, especially since we have so many other things to do in between. And obviously, I don't know. Balls are touching, and I
Balls.
didn't know whether or not Carrie would be like available for stream for like a long while, so I didn't want to like make any purchases with that assumption. Because who knows? By the time that Carrie's able to get back on stream, they might be cheap. Who knows?
True.
Yeah, just wish list them. That's what I
I
like
did.
about Steam.
There you go.
She vaporized,
Ah.
or is this her
No, she
classic
just
dead.
floor?
She passed
Finally
visibility.
dead.
Ugh.
I hear it.
She's collecting herself in the lobby. Oh, by the way, did you guys see that there was like a big Twitch stream yesterday with like AOC and a few Canadian politicians and like a bunch of streamers?
Alana Pierce was in it.
Alana Pierce was in it. Obviously, I watched it because my favorite streamer, Northern Lion, was on there, and that is by far his most successful stream that he's ever had. His second most successful stream was the one where Total Biscuit was on his stream right before he was put like permanently into the hospital. And
Mhm.
that one had like 74,000 consecutive viewers at one time or something like that, which was huge. The one that he did last night, 150,000 consecutive viewers
Holy shit.
at peak time. And the thing was that in his chat, which was whatever, because it wasn't a multi-stream, in his chat it was 150,000 people, and they were all nice. They were all good, because you think that
Possible.
because you think that it's like it's a bunch of political people. You think that it'd be attracting like not necessarily the best crowd, and it's like nah. It's literally just like literally everybody who had ever like known Northern Lion showed up because they knew that this was going to be a big moment for him, and it worked because obviously making friends with Congress people doesn't really work, but he did make connections with other Twitch streamers and stuff like that, and I was like, dude. It only took you 9 years, but you're finally starting to do some networking. And it's really funny because obviously the main reason why the stream happened was because of the thing that AOC was part of previously with like Corpse Husband and Disguised Toast and stuff like that. But as a joke, Northern Lion tweeted at Jamit Sai or something, once again Canadian politician, and was like, "Yo, you want to play Among Us sometime?" And he replied like 20 minutes later, was like, "Yeah, sure, let me talk to my people." And NL was
Oh my
literally
God.
NL was literally on stream when he got the reply, and you can watch his like live reaction as he looks at the tweet and he's like, "Oh." It's super good.
Wow.
What do you mean, why did she do it? Obviously, she's the real. Thank you, Mia.
Well, that's motive, okay? It's different from them just being the culprit.
I
To
wonder if the
wait for
judge
her to
played
compose herself. What if she just never composes herself? Does that mean she gets away with murder?
execution.
Court is now in recess.
All right.
Court is now in recess.
Do you think the judge joined the other Canadian politicians in Northern Line and Among Us?
Yeah.
For Among Us. Uh,
Yeah.
I will say, as like a thing, just talking about the stream in general, but because I watched the whole thing today, and it was like a 5-hour stream, which is 2 hours longer than what Northern Line usually does, so he was exhausted by the end. But um, normally, Northern Lion is very strict about keeping political talk to a minimum on stream. Not because he doesn't like talking about politics, but obviously Twitch chat is full of many people who you don't necessarily want to have them start arguing. So when AOC and the Canadian guy were talking about like things that like like the Canadian guy asked her like, so what's the general vibe in the U.S. now that you guys have Biden as the president elect? Is everybody like happy? And she go and AOC goes, "Whew, well," and they just and immediately as she did that, Northern Lion like looks at the camera, and I could almost hear the fucking shit. What's it called?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes, thank you.
Dun,
Music.
dun, 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 dun.
And then like, and so I'm super sure someone's gonna make like a compilation of that later of like the whole 5 hours or whatever. But it was really good, and there was so much stuff in there where they were talking about like one of the things that was really interesting because obviously we're kind of familiar with a lot of the stuff that's going on in the U.S. right now and the sheer lack and the sheer hopelessness of the situation, obviously. But there was a part where they were talking about Canadian politics because obviously Canada they got all of the they've been getting checks every month for the entire pandemic, right? And then also they obviously already have like the free healthcare and stuff like that, so things there seem to be a lot better than here. But the Canadian politician guy was like, "Yeah, it's really nice right now, but the problem is that the Canadian government is trying to argue that it should be the people who pay for all of this like money that the government's like putting itself into debt for." And the guy was like, the regular hardworking people who needed this money to not become homeless are being held accountable, while certain other companies have profited over like billions of dollars over the course of the pandemic, and they don't have to pay anything despite having gotten bailouts. And immediately the entire chat was like, yes, like going nuts, being like, that's super great. And Northern Lion once again is just sitting there, clearly trying to sandbag the whole thing, so that way he doesn't actually like give an opinion. And I was like, man, that's really funny. It was a good
Brentfield.
stream. Oh shit.
All right, and now this is the part where we're starting doing voices because now Zach has to do
Correct.
this voice.
God damn it. I guess Grant, because
It's
Right?
still Mia.
Oh yeah, right.
yeah, because I
I
took
was-
Mia just because you were doing the judge and Gumshoe.
I was
Protagonist
also
punch.
looking up the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight. Does anyone know who won?
I do not. I forgot that was happening.
My cousin was watching that, but I didn't ask about the outcome.
My
I'm
assumption
just
is going
curious.
to my assumption is going to be Mike Tyson because he is Ares, the god of war.
He is Ares, the god of war. Eek, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I want to say thanks. You're really good. You really hooked me up.
Thanks. We're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime,
Oh, hang on. Yeah. Fuck. What was his voice? Hang on. Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we've got to get past.
I'm about to say it's the same voice you were doing before, but just less deep.
I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
how much less deep though.
obstacle?
Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway?
She's a crazy bitch. Motive, huh?
I'm sorry.
What?
Why do you sound so
Oh,
weird,
wait.
Grant?
Oh, it's right.
Lawrence.
Wait, hold on. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't set it up.
Motive, huh?
It's not
Is
on.
it not? Is it not
It's
working?
not working.
What? Impossible.
It's your new computer, right?
You've
Yeah.
been defeated.
Did you set?
Oh,
did you
hold
set
on.
it so
Wait
that
a
way
second.
Discord
Wait a second. I
recognizes
got it.
voice mod? Yeah, about to say you have to set it so it recognizes voice
Hello?
mod as an input. Yep,
There we
that's good.
go.
Yep.
Motive,
One more
huh?
time.
Say it one more time, but this time without Adrian on top of you.
Motive, huh?
clean
There you
read.
Anyway, we're still badly in need of information.
Information, right?
What we
That's
need
stuff
the
we
most is
need.
info about this Melissa Foster herself, which is definitely her real name. All we know is that she's a student studying literature and her real name's Melissa Foster. And one more thing,
And that she's not evil.
her real name's
Her
Melissa
real
Foster.
name.
My
What
name-
is it? What's her name?
Her name cannot be Dahlia.
Well, the incident happened 5 years ago, of course.
Okay, can you, Lawrence? I'm gonna feed you a line, and then I want you to get a clean read of you reading that.
Okay.
It's just like, her name can't be Dahlia. That'd be too obvious that she's the murderer.
Her name can't be Dahlia. That'd be obvious that she's the murderer.
Thank you. I'll use that in editing later.
The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy is on death row for.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie.
Mr. Falls. In that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago.
Well, I didn't do it. I never lie. I may have
Whoa.
told a little lie.
I may have lied.
Oh, okay. I'll trust
You
you.
look
What's
so
the thing
cute.
around his neck?
A
I
gold
think
chain.
it's a gold chain.
Okay.
It's the lasso of truth.
Oh,
Oh,
He never lies.
I never lie. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day? Every night, because that's when I dream. And I'm not weird.
I'm nocturnal.
I am nocturnal.
Okay, fine. I daydream a little bit.
There you go. Now Lawrence can participate.
This picture, it reminds me of everything. Bridge looks the same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart at any minute, which apparently it did right after the event occurred, according to that dandy in there. Yeah, like this picture dictates.
So it's been so it's been broken like that for at least 5 years.
What?
Wait,
Then why does anybody use this bridge?
you shouldn't be allowed
Well,
on.
no, that's the point. They wanted to meet there so that no one would be there, because apparently no one uses this busted-ass bridge.
Ah, why don't they
Should be,
fix
like,
it? It's been
barricaded
5
off.
years.
Because clearly no one uses it.
That's because it's broken.
It's recursive.
So they don't need it.
Yeah.
They've been getting on fine without it.
Dude, they just
They've
float
been
across.
using rocket jumps.
Yeah, rocket jump across.
No. I really want somebody like a ranger or something from the nature preserve or whatever that bridge is on to be like, yeah, since 5 years ago, it's been really annoying having to walk all the way up the side of the river to get to that one part where you could rocket jump across to then come all the way back. If only there was something, I don't know, like some sort of wooden apparatus lashed together with ropes that we could use to get across easier.
But alas, no
It's
such
too-
thing exists.
It's too
Oh my
modern of a
God.
design. It'll come in 100
If someone made it, they could be president, I bet.
years. Barack Obama.
Oh! Rather like,
The inventor of bridges.
the inventor of the suspension bridge.
Oh,
The rope
Ah.
bridge.
Sorry, buddy, but you sound you sound like you sound like the one who could fall apart any minute.
I'm just thinking of Barack Obama inventing the suspension bridge, but in order to prove that the suspension bridge is a worthy invention worthy of him being president, he also invents all of San Francisco.
check out this big ass suspension bridge.
Fellow Americans, I have
Well,
come to you today with an invention. A
With the
bold
invention-
new invention that will change the way we cross gaps.
I call it San Francisco. Sir,
Oh my
sir, it
God.
doesn't make sense to call the invention San Francisco. Shouldn't you call the location San Francisco and name this like a bridge? We already have bridges, sir. No.
Get out of my
I want to be
sight.
clear. No.
It's true. I did. I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh. Who could that be?
Ugh.
Oh
Tell
Who is
me.
that?
my.
Okay, neat, neat.
Your girlfriend? Huh?
Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne?
The victim's last name.
Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister.
Oh. What? Are you serious?
Excuse me.
I don't know who's this.
I don't know.
Oh, that would be
I think it's supposed
Valerie
to be
talking
Valerie,
to
right?
him
Yeah.
about the little sister.
I'm not killer.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
You're not going in to get the chance, see?
I don't give a chance.
That's your girlfriend, dude?
The detective back when was Valerie Hawthorne.
Before they got the gumshoe model.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, remember,
At fir-
Grant, this is before the gumshoe model existed, too.
Exactly. It's before the Kermit models. There's actual police officers.
There's actual police officers who have consequences for taking fatal damage.
At first, I thought shooting someone for a kidnapping was crossing the line, but now you want to go do it? Like you want to, you want to just kidnap
Oh my
someone,
God.
just shoot, just oh,
Deceased.
deceased.
Yeah?
Dead forever.
Is she now?
I'm assuming that Melissa Foster is not who... I'm assuming she's not Dahlia or something. Because I don't know. I'm looking at this. Could you really... Because this is a Japanese game. If this was, in theory, the person and she just, like, went through, like, a total makeover, she'd be 14.
By the way, I just want to point out that at this point, Mia is like an extremely competent spirit medium, but it's just not relevant here.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
If it
about
was-
that.
If it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it.
Wrong. No, protect sister. Valerie, betray me. Betray us.
What do you mean she betrayed you?
Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping, too?
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's a make-believe kidnapping?
Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel.
How old is he?
He's like,
Careful with that teen.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh.
Yeah, so
no.
he would
No.
have been 20, and assuming that this is actually Dahlia, she would have been 14.
No.
But once again, this is a Japanese game where the age of consent is,
13, I think.
yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Thank you, Lawrence.
Did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas.
I've never seen any soap operas. Shut up.
I've never seen soap.
I've never seen soap.
I've never seen.
Anything Dahlia said.
Hold on a minute.
Adrian, I don't know if you did it on purpose, but when you said, I've never seen, you also, like, glitched out in your audio, so it was like, I've never seen. It was real good.
What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah. Me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too.
What the fuck?
Valerie was in on it?
Dahlia's family rich. Jewelry business. We got... We get one jewel. That's what we thought. Me
They
and
outlawed jewels.
The family jewels, even. She... What? Me? My brain hurt. Give me a second. I gotta take a drink.
It was from biting this ball and chain.
Yeah, my brain hurty.
My teeth hurting too.
Me bite ball so hard it send root impale brain.
Listen here, Adrian. You can do your caveman voice, but this is the one I gave false. So shut
fine.
up. I'll fight you. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note. That's not a sentence.
Kidnap note.
We sent her to her dad. What? We asked for $2 million diamond. Tell him make exchange on Dusky Bridge.
But why?
We tell him Valerie make transfer cause she new detective. Oh my god. I am struggling with this.
Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright.
She doesn't fit in my pocket. She's too large. Dahlia, on the other hand, she's so small, she fits right in there.
Oh no.
You were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh?
Yeah, but that woman.
Do you even know how to split 2 million 3 ways?
Yeah. No, 2 doesn't go into 3. That woman, Valerie, she do it for real?
You it. She
For
do
real.
it.
She shoot at me for real, me and Dahlia. Bang. And that was Dahlia, I guess. I was shot in the arm. Dahlia, she jumping river. I'm confused.
She's jumping river.
She lives.
Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
Did she backwards long jump?
Did she BLJ into the river?
She BLJ'd to build up her parallel universe count. That way she could properly get on top of the spring bug.
She
She
BLJ
got
with half
caught
a
in-
press.
She got caught in gay baby jail.
We tried to do the whole kidnapping in 2.5 A-presses. But it didn't work. She let go and jumped off the bridge.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
I'm glad we're alienating Saba and Lawrence with this simple flips lore.
I love that video so much, and I love the fact that that video is fucking 40 minutes long. It's so dense, but it's so funny.
Anyway.
First off, let me explain that a half A press is a legitimate form of whatever. I forget he spends the first fucking 8 minutes of that video validating the video. That probably means that your video is not valid.
That you have to validate it for
For 8
several
minutes.
minutes.
Like, the video was already 32 minutes long, and he's like, I can fit this in, it's fine.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't push her. Anyway, I blacked out, and then I shot again, and then I had a popsicle.
Ah, man. Oh, sorry. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. Oh my, what will she do?
I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me.
I was already dead.
Oh my
God,
God,
me.
Shinderu. Nani? Ah!
Who's Valerie?
That man, Terry Falls, he killed her. He threw her off the ridge.
Here in the 20s.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Why is she saying this to a room of nobody? Also,
They
I
couldn't
like
get a
that the
different
back.
judge, prosecutor.
I like that the background is the thing that's moving and not her. So it looks like so in relation, it looks like she's just kind of doing little hops.
Listen, that
He
was too
jumped.
complicated for the DS at the time.
But they could put the filter on it.
Expectations.
Don't worry.
These 5 years, all I wonder is who, what, when, why?
Tell me why.
Why did she lie? That's all I want to know.
Heartbreak.
Tell me why.
So that's why you called her. You want to hear
Hey,
truth?
nothing
Well, this.
hey.
Man, I'm fucking up these lines.
Yes, you are. But I forget what she looked like, so I tell her to wear a scarf. I didn't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear what the answer come from her mouth. That's all.
So that's why. That's why you made a crazy escape like that.
Just one thing, Zebra Boy. Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Weather boy, derogatory.
Wouldn't you like to know, Zebra Boy? My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Report?
Weather
Who-
report. Coochie.
who is your true brother?
Wouldn't you like to
Who
know?
was that woman that you fell in love with? Because I'm here to tell you, you don't want to know.
Huh? Where's what?
Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond.
No, Adrian, come on now, kitten. Waldo, where is he? Who knows? I can never find him.
He's
that
eluded us
now?
for centuries.
Did you give it back to Pops from regular show? My favorite lollipop-based character.
He's dead.
Good show.
Show.
Did you ever?
Good show.
Good show. Did you guys ever see that that video of the guy who takes a Where's Waldo book from a public library? He scans all the images and then photoshops out Waldo, prints out stickers, puts the stickers so that way they are completely flush with the page and they cover Waldo so you can't see them, and then puts it back at the public library and then just leaves.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
It's so good. I love that so much. I can't wait for a kid to get it and be like, Mommy, I can't find it. And then the parent is having a fucking panic attack because they can't find Waldo.
Where is Waldo?
Where is it?
Where's he?
Where's
Where's Waldo?
I don't know.
He's not very good at Where's Waldo.
You don't know? Did someone Photoshop out Waldo?
Really? I don't know. It was gone with Dahlia.
Fucking
Dahlia
Waldo
took
took Dahlia. Dahlia.
Dahlia was good at Photoshop
Yeah.
that day on the bridge. Dahlia put it in backpack.
Waldo's in the backpack.
We gotta get him.
Now gone with Dahlia, gone forever. Into Eagle River.
So Dahlia and the sister tried to use this fucking Neanderthal to get a $2 million gemstone from their shared father, and now 5 years later, Dahlia is finally going to be able to sell the stone, but she doesn't want to split $1 million each, so she killed her sister.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's
The
like
fuck?
if that is what it is, and there's not like any other like twists in there, that's really straightforward for Ace Attorney. Like that's just a murder. Like that just makes sense. The weirdest thing about this case is this guy.
The fact that he's a patsy.
Caveman.
I mean, the fact that he's a caveman.
Oh, fair enough.
Or sorry, I guess a mentally deficient southerner. That's an oxymoron. Hey.
That's redundant.
Redundant.
Okay.
That's what I meant to say. Actually, never mind. I live in the South. It was an oxymoron.
It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute. I know who Dahlia is. It's her.
Adrian, you want it?
Oh. You can come back in now. We're ready to go.
Oh, wait. I just remembered.
He's like far
Wait,
away.
I just remembered. We can't do the Kermit.
Oh.
No, he just sounds like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
that's-
normal.
It's just a normal guy.
I sure hope no one uses my voice for any genetic monstrosities later.
Now, if you'll excuse me, this scientist is ushering me into the other room. Something about needing to take a sample? I'm not quite sure.
The scientist gave me this neat little box and said to keep it on me all day. I like how it looks, so I agreed.
It's a neat little box. What is that?
It's a recording device, so they can use his voice.
Oh,
Yeah, synthesize his
okay.
voice. Mr. Falls,
Wait,
just one more question.
Adrian, that doesn't make any sense. If you record the voice, it's not like they're programmed like robots. They're genetic
They
experiments.
could be
Or are they?
Oh! Alright, this is too
nanobot Kermit.
They're nanobots. That makes so much sense. Wait, then how do you make the gumshoes when you blend them up?
Nanomachines.
No, we can't just turn this into Metal
Wait,
Gear Solid 4.
You said, how do we make the Kermits? Is that what you asked?
Sorry?
Did you ask how we made the Kermits?
Well, ish. I asked how do we make the gumshoes out of the Kermits.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I know making the Kermits happens at the university.
Nanomachines,
so
Maya.
maybe
Oh, we
the
forgot
department
about
don't
it.
care about it?
We forgot about it. I forgot that the initial Kermits were made at the university, and that's why they were so upset when the power got cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
God.
Well,
Nanomachines, Maya, nanomachines.
Maya.
Kept you waiting,
When you
Maya.
said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne, who is definitely not in the next room.
Never found my sweet Dahlia.
They never found her. Oh, found her.
Swallowed
Oh,
by
there
the
she is.
river. Gone. Dahlia, my teen angel. I just realized, isn't the diamond like pink? Isn't that not a diamond? Isn't a diamond very specifically not colored?
No, diamonds can have color.
They could only be on a spectrum of dark colors, I thought.
No.
Let me look this up real quick.
I thought pink
Diamond-
diamonds
I mean, there's literally a show where a central character is the pink diamond.
Pink Panther?
That is also a fictional show, to be fair.
Based on actual gems.
Ah, they're called rose diamonds. Also known.
That
Yeah.
sounds nice.
Okay. What?
Rose
Then
diamond.
what makes it a diamond?
If
it's
highly
No, because I'm looking.
pressurized,
They have fucking chocolate diamonds, rose
Well, it's
diamonds,
like-
water
chocolate.
diamonds, earth diamonds. They're
It's
all
like
colors.
Herkimer diamonds
What?
It's the
that
fact that
aren't
it's.
actually diamonds.
I'm pretty sure it's the fact that it's basically pure carbon. I think that's it.
It's just basically because it's pressurized carbon, right? That's what constitutes as a diamond.
But then what
Yeah.
about other gems that are? I guess they might have different compositions. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I'm just a little pissed at this. Once again, I feel like we should just have a different name for these. What the hell is a fancy vivid diamond?
It's a vivid diamond that's fancy.
They have
A very
they have
naughty-
fancy intense, and then fancy vivid, which apparently is more intense than intense.
This sounds like toothpaste brands.
Look at
What about
this.
Dan?
That's funny.
This is like toothpaste varieties.
They have light diamonds, which are the classic diamonds, which have no color. Fancy, intense, vivid, super vivid, and then just
Good at
marketing
monocle.
terms after that.
When does it
Imagine
start
how
wearing a
awesome
monocle?
it would be if Fred just bought a Glock
It's
to
toothpaste.
every haunting. It's the ultimate trap.
Yeah, they'll never escape death.
Alright, gang, let's split up. I'll go with the Glock.
I'll go with the Glock, Scoob. You take Shaggy.
Scoob, you take the shovel.
Oh,
Oh my god.
oh
Oh,
They
I'm not
confirmed
reading
it.
No.
that. I'm not reading that.
That's can't do that, man. Can't do that. Don't want to read that.
robbing cradles before diamonds.
Well, like it's a good thing this guy's on death row. She plans a fake kidnapping. Oh man, angels these days.
Do we have to defend him?
I mean, he didn't commit the murder, but also in this universe, apparently this is okay.
I can't believe this is okay.
This
like-
is not okay.
You're like, all right, so you're guilty. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel, or is she really Dahlia
It's
bitch.
Hawthorne?
time, Pippin. It looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now. The one sleeve we share together.
You bet.
Across all 4 of our arms.
So many.
That's why the fucking camera like cuts off at their like midriff. It's because their sleeves are all sewn together in one big tube.
that does like a Mobius strip.
This is the defense sleeve.
The defense's sleeve.
Impenetrable.
We take it off when we enter the courtroom.
So, are we halfway through this case? I highly doubt it, right?
Like I said, this specific case isn't that long. We are halfway through this case.
Oh wow.
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
Because I
It's a lot
thought you.
shorter than
I'm
the
about to
last
say
one.
the last one was so long. There were so
To
many
be honest,
twists and turns.
This case is mostly set up for the next case.
Oh,
okay.
i.e. the 5th
Where
case, the
present
final-
day.
Where
Yes, 'cause again,
Dahlia
this is a-
comes
again,
back
this is a
because she got
flashback,
away.
yeah.
Because she got away.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dak. That's what we watch.
What are you talking about?
All right. Now
That's the
then,
wild
let's
conclusion.
Oh, by the way,
let's
Grant,
continue with
you got a very sincere commendation from my dad because my dad apparently tuned in the last time we streamed this, and he was like, "Yeah, Grant does a really good like fake Canadian accent."
Oh, that's very nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tell
That's
him
pretty
thank
good.
you. Now then, let's continue the trial of Mr. Terry Foles. Witness, are you feeling better?
Witness,
Forgot, it's
have
Southern.
you refilled the venom in your fangs?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
Why
Where'd
do
those
you,
butterflies come from?
Why did you shout? What? Those are poisonous! Close the window, they're coming in! It's just
Sorry,
like a
again,
title.
you
It's
cannot
like a
hear
title.
butterflies in the courtroom. We don't allow pets in here.
We don't allow
Just
pets in
waves
here.
of
That's really weird.
butterflies. You're a brave young lady.
Not this.
Not
guy.
this again.
Well, actually, wait, hold up. So is this Grant still? Now that
I mean,
now that there is
you
a
don't have
gumshoe?
anyone. Yeah, you don't have anyone, Zach. So do you want him?
I'm about to say, I get. Wait, aren't we about? Wait, are we still? Okay, sorry, Adrian. Are we still interrogating? Like, does Terry Falls not come back?
Dahlia's the only witness left.
Okay, I will take Mia then.
There we go.
I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook.
Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot. What's his face? Fucking Terry shows up, but only for one testimony.
That's fine. I can do that.
Terry.
Saba.
Terry.
Terry. God,
Are you okay?
You remember when it took me fucking 40 minutes to record that one video that wasn't that funny of me changing
It was
my
pretty
ringtone?
funny.
Was it? I thought it was. I thought it was too long.
I thought it was funny.
So
Yes, sir.
Adrian, you don't have a line. You don't have anybody.
Yeah.
Well, he
so-
has Armando.
I have
Diego
Armando, that's true.
But he's like,
So Saba, would you rather give up one of your 2 characters, or are you okay with?
I'm fine
Adrian
not
just
having.
being
I'm
the-
fine just having Armando.
All right, that seems fine.
I'm okay being both.
Diego Armando.
Saba needs more time in the limelight.
Oh,
God
of
knows.
course. Thanks, Adrian. However, trying to pin the crime on an innocent student is. Adrian, I don't need any more.
What are
Okay?
you? What are you talking about?
She's like wringing his neck.
This is just me. Whenever I'm playing Israel. What are you talking about? You blimey fuck!
That is a statement I hear a lot from Zach too, so it's kind of.
What are you
I have-
talking?
I
That
have
could be
a-
my
I have a
catchphrase.
picture. I have a picture that goes with that. Hold on, just keep going.
My
My-
witness
Oh,
is
boy.
not the
Not
person.
the person on trial here.
It's just
She's
the
an
person.
innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime, that's all.
By the way, did you guys know where the phrase limelight came from?
Oh.
This is
It came
very
from the fact that when
tangential, but yeah, well, no, I don't know.
it came from the fact that when you crush a lime, it glows bright blue and then absorbs energy.
Wow.
No.
Really?
Does it implode afterwards too?
Yeah.
Oh,
You've never had
no.
a chaos lime?
And if you throw it down,
Chaos
you
lime.
can rocket jump. You can lime jump.
No. So, Limelight came from because theater, like as in like doing plays on a theater,
Stage.
predates the invention of light bulbs, and so but it doesn't predate the invention of mirrors. And so what they used to do, the first thing that they would do for like spotlight type stuff, was that they would have like a fire and then a mirror on top of the fire to try and redirect the light. But as you can probably guess, this meant that you constantly had to change the mirror because it would fucking melt over time. And so they were like, God, we need something that produces light but isn't hot. And so they actually discovered that if you heat limestone from underneath it, the limestone will actually glow and maintain the glow for a while. And so you can superheat limestone and then use the mirror thing as before, and it's still really hot, but not as hot as like sheer flame. And that's where limelight came from.
That's
Invented by Shakespeare as one of his many techniques. to help
Shakespeare
create stage
is a
play.
great name, and I'm upset that I didn't come up with it first.
interesting.
Lawrence, I'm too happy in that picture. You gotta have one of me being mad.
You said it.
What was that picture from? Wasn't that me talking about fucking She-Ra season 1?
I have no clue.
I
You
think
could be
that was-
talking
I
about a
think
whole
that
lot
was-
of things.
I mean, obviously I go on a lot of monologues, but I think that was you, me, and Janine had just finished season 1, and I went on like a fucking 2-hour tirade on how Catra pissed me off. I need to be yelling.
What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman?
Hmm. It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer.
Her motives, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next.
I agree. And her thoughts, thank you.
Well, Miss Faye, do you
Thanks,
have any
Brain.
evidence of a motive?
Brain stash report.
That's
yes,
not good.
Of course. I think.
Ruh-roh.
Ha! You're still acting as tame as a kitten. 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 Sorry, I got caught in a loop.
Mr. Armando.
Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That's definitely our
who's
job
your-
description.
So who's your mentor? Is it Armando or is
It's
it?
Grossberg. So
I don't like all
Grossberg.
these pictures. Because I know I asked you guys to send me a bunch of them or whatever, but now I'm kind of weirded out. Not that you have these pictures, but like, I still feel uncomfortable having my picture taken. What was this after? What was this picture after? Was this after I didn't? What was it? I don't remember.
No, it was because Carrie had just started like season 3 of She-Ra, and she was asking like me a bunch of questions, and I was telling you about it, and you're like, send her a picture of this, like, oh, I don't know.
Oh,
What
oh,
happened? 'Cause
right,
she was
yeah,
like,
'cause she
does
was-
X character die?
And I was like, oh, but I couldn't raise that eyebrow. Yeah, I remember trying to make the face, and I couldn't do it. Oh, that's good.
Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted knots is the mark of a pro. Lawyer. Definitely lawyer.
Maybe so,
One
but
of
I
them.
wish you would quit grinning at me like that, fucking weirdo.
Excuse me. May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
My
Innocent.
God, there's so many pictures.
I love Hamburger Helper.
Board game.
It's a board game. I love
It's
Hamburger
one of my favorite
Helper.
pictures I have on my phone.
I love
Hamburger
him. I love Hamburger Helper.
Board game.
Oh my God. You dying?
I think he is
I
joking
keep
now.
saying, I keep saying it in my mind. It won't stop.
Hamburger helper.
Hamburger.
Uh,
Hamburger.
every now and then I'll send that to Dave.
It's It's because you imagine the dog saying it.
Hamburger
Ever.
board game.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Oh, did I post the thing of the baby getting hit in the face with a soccer ball?
Yes, you did. I remember
Yeah.
that. Great.
I sent that to my
Creepy
mother
drinking
on the
drinky.
same. I sent that to my mother on the day prior to us getting together, like in a small group to do like a fire pit, and she brought it up, saying that I was saying that I was a horrible person for thinking that it was funny. And before she even finished her sentence, I was on the floor, fucking cackling, laughing. And she hands her phone around, passes her phone around,
my God.
and it was a clear division of boomers versus like millennials. Of like, all the boomers were like, "Man, that's horrible. I would never do that to a baby," and all the millennials were fucking cracking up. It was so good. I just love that video so much because the baby's just sitting there, and then just wham! It's basically just bonk. What is this? This isn't bonk, is it? No! It's bonk again. I don't have the sound effect though, so it's okay.
True.
The sound effect is what does it. Wait, why is there an eye?
Bonk.
Is the eye supposed to be the fucking like speed line of it moving?
I guess.
I never noticed the eye before.
Maybe it's I bonk.
I bong. I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady.
It looks like this witness is a real professional.
It looks like Mia had to take a good 5 minutes to crack up laughing, and now we're barely making it back. What do
She's
you
like
mean?
showing it to the jury, like, guys, check,
Guys,
is this
look-
funny?
A hamburger helper!
Hamburger
Oh
helper.
God.
Board game.
Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her. Click. She lights right up. Watch
It hurts to look at. Very well then. Let's hear what the witness has to say.
Very well then.
Did you ever see that video? I'm just thinking of light bulbs. Did you ever see that video of the guy who got his hands on one of those light bulbs that they put at the top of like skyscrapers so that way planes can see them from far distances, and he hooks it up to his home system, and
Uh-oh.
like turns it on, and the light starts normal. It's like a huge light bulb. The light starts normal, and then it clearly like kicks into high gear and starts getting exponentially brighter until his entire room, like the entire frame, is just pure white from brightness. And then you hear a shatter of the light like exploding, and like he's standing there just like completely blind because even when he closed his eyelids, he was still blinded by the light, and it's just like, oh.
Blinded by the light.
I was out of the country until the year before last, until I entered college. I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before.
Wait. Oh, right, because 5 years ago. Never mind. Makes sense. Okay.
All right? And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer.
Yes, you do.
Hey,
The court
holding
doesn't
a
know
grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago? Or kidnapping a poor girl? I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster.
Out of country, eh?
Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing a murder.
Indeed.
You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your bat. Smile.
You're up,
Your back.
you're up to bat. You're up to bat, Pilgrim.
You're up to best, kitten.
You're up
Sharpen those to claws and bat. put on your bat. Smile.
Your bat's
You bet. You bet, Armando. I think the
you betcha.
cyanide's starting to get to you.
Somehow I have to tie her to the case.
One day I'll develop immunity to this cyanide.
And then it will be a real treat. Alright,
Well,
so
lose my
I
eyes
don't
for it.
have a reason to... Yeah, I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt the police officer. Normally, I would just
But
present
if it
this
was your
diamond.
sister.
The court doesn't know that yet, though.
So I can't do this?
No.
Do I press it?
You gotta press the fourth statement.
The fourth statement.
What?
Praise the Lord.
1, 2, 3, 4. This?
Yeah.
It's not even a complete statement.
How does she know that? I don't know.
A grudge.
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death. Bless you. Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
You're dumb.
He seems rather forgetful, your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What?
Your client, he forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful.
Kind of a dumbass.
Kind of a slow.
Oh, give him a break. He was dropped as a baby, okay?
You said he's kind of a caveman. What do you mean by that?
Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right? Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification. Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me, too.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man.
This is bad. Mr. Falls' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse.
Based on speculation from a witness!
Well, he's also, a pedophile. Sometimes it's not to poke too deep. What do I do with the last statement?
I'm going to assume have it added to the testimony. I don't think we've had an option to decline that before, have we?
We have.
To decline adding something to a testimony?
Well, not adding something to it, but like, I guess. I was thinking of declining pressure
I
forever.
would say I'm specifically saying, like,
Yeah.
we have the choice of being like, nah, I don't want that. Why wouldn't we add this to the testimony? Does that hurt anything?
Strike it from
No,
the
it
record.
doesn't hurt anything.
So I'm just gonna have it added.
Yeah.
Have at the.
It's a weird option. Yeah. Add it. Thank you.
One word Mia on the case.
The cavemanism is infecting her.
Yeah.
The prosecution has no objection.
Objection!
After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps to further prove that point.
What?
Enough.
Can you
witness.
shove it up your ass, Edgeworth? Fuck off. God.
If you would.
Yeah,
I
I
was
wasn't
wearing
wearing
a
a white
white
scarf,
scarf.
I
okay?
don't fucking know.
I would have jumped off the bridge. Again.
What do you mean by lucky? Yeah, again.
Well, it's February now. Everyone is wearing scarves. If I had accidentally worn a white scarf like he said,
Then you yourself might have been killed. Yes, we got this. Hurry up.
That would have been a terrible loss for this world.
Grant.
I'm not allowed to say that.
Ha! Looks like you pressed too hard this time, kitten. You obviously have to present something on that statement instead of pressing it.
I do?
Yes.
Obviously.
Justice is blind. So poke out your eyes and you'll be better at your job.
I mean,
You look over and Godot just has like his laptop out, like reading the walkthrough as well.
like it's the walkthrough where it like states like Mia dies and she's like, what? And he's like, don't worry, that's not for like another couple years.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I mean, it's
spoilers.
clearly not a white scarf, but I don't know. Like, how would she know that?
It's a sky
That's
blue
a contradiction.
scarf.
Sorry.
I blue scarf.
He's
That's
a
the
sky blue
contradiction.
scarf.
JFK, he just comes in out of nowhere.
The contradiction is how would she know?
Yes. So you present the scarf.
So let me think real quick. So, cause she initially refused to testify, and then she was summoned. So then she was brought in, and so we only talked about the scarf prior to that.
Yeah.
And no one has mentioned the white scarf since then?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Because, like, I mean, I don't know. I guess I kind of assumed that she already knew that based on evidence, but I guess that makes sense. Witness, I want you to take a look at this photo.
Check out this cool shit.
It's hard to see this photo from the scarf of the victim.
One reveal on the case.
You God, I'm just thinking. You're talking about this scarf right here, eh?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing.
What?
Doppler effect me.
I've got her now. Just don't mess up.
That's weird. You said... Lucky he wasn't wearing a white scarf.
White?
Yes, like everybody in this room, sans one.
Wow.
I don't know what you're talking about, kitten. Clearly, I'm. Wait, no, he's not wearing the visor. I forgot he's not wearing the visor, so you can still see normally.
He's
Yeah.
not blind yet.
This is a scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. But it clearly doesn't look white to me.
Oh, dear. Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white.
What?
That's it, white?
Can you prove that she knows what a scarf is? Victim,
Can you
do
prove
know
what
what a
she
scarf
knows
is?
what white
Objection!
is?
Don't have to answer that. It's like, what?
Zach then once again proceeds to say, "What are you talking about?"
It doesn't make it. His arguments are stupid. It's like, oh, it's rainy and it's foggy. It's like you can still tell color. She's not literally a dog. God. Fucking, don't you know when it's too sunny out, everything just turns fucking sepia tone. Grant, I don't like how you just had that.
What?
He's pointing as well.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but
There's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the way they thought the scarf was white is this.
Take that.
Witness. Have you ever seen this note?
No, I can't. No, never.
Why are you talking like that?
I
It-
don't know.
it's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have.
Stop drinking speed juice.
What do you mean?
I'm reading.
I
No
see the.
I'm reading so quickly. You can't
no.
even hear me.
I was just gonna say, I see Mia has unlocked telepathy.
Yeah, it's telepathic.
White.
Yeah.
White.
White.
Ah. White.
Scat.
New. Slipped. I'm a voice actor. I'm good at my job.
Uh-huh.
Foster's home for imaginary friends. Madam Foster.
Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation.
I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public.
And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew it were quite limited. Terry
That's
Falls
some
is one.
crazy
The
shit.
person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you say one more person?
No, I said one more person.
Did you say one more person?
That's right. He said one more person. A person that no one would have suspected.
Excuse you, I am clearly a she.
Silence
Anyway.
Have you figured it out yet, kitten?
Is Dave just now seeing the Adrian picture?
Apparently.
Okay.
Adrian Dove.
Well, I'm glad he finally
Adrian
did. I'm
Dove.
glad I can turn
Adrian
it around.
Bill. Great.
Yep. The third person that knew contents in the note was
My bad.
The badge.
My bad.
my badge, Dahlia Hawthorne. Okay, so allow me to explain, because clearly what we're trying to say here is that she knew it because she just used information based on it. But am I supposed to jump the gun again, like the game has been doing, where I say like, "Oh,
No, it's Dahlia Hawthorne.
it is this."
Yeah, it's Dahlia Hawthorne.
So that's what I actually. So that's exactly what I was just saying, where it's jumping the gun, because based on the evidence that we have seen, she should say that it's fucking Melissa. But once again, we're jumping the gun narratively and saying, "Oh, it's Dahlia Hawthorne."
Mike and Melissa?
Oh!
There's no Mike in this
Howard.
case. Everybody, Dahlia
We don't know what the judge's name is. It could be him.
Dahlia Hawthorne. I've never heard that name before, but my name is Mike.
Hell yeah.
No!
Just establishing that.
I can't fucking counteract the Mike and Melissa thing because it's not a big property that might be trouble for us later. I can't shut Adrian down on this. No. Look at the victim's note. Look at what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. That's her name, right there.
What's her name?
What's this? So who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne.
So aggressive.
Miss Faye must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life.
Dead?
Shut the fuck up. She didn't get a bullet through the head, so she's not dead. And if we know anything from JoJo, that also doesn't mean that you're dead.
True.
Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago.
Killed in a crime? You don't mean.
Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
Yikes.
Cringe.
Cringe.
You are my little pog champ.
What are you implying?
That you've always been pog champ Edgeworth.
But this isn't Phoenix.
When she fell off the Dusky Bridge and lost in the Equal River. However, her corpse was never found, which is kind of fucked, but sure.
That's kind of insane, though. She was declared legally dead 5 years ago.
Did you ever see that map, or the comparison map of number of people reported missing? Like, it was like a heat map of people reported missing, and then also a heat map of unsupervised caves in the U.S., and it's like 1-to-1. That's weird to me. Makes me feel...
Pretty creepy.
Illegally alive.
illegally alive!
As far as
You
As
mean
the law is
you
concerned?
mean being born to illegal immigrants in America?
Ooh.
That was a good sound effect.
Thank you.
But the fact remains, her body was never recovered.
Mia's just like, no, shut up.
Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. Were she still alive, she'd be 19 now. Melissa Foster.
Melissa.
I believe
Freaking
that's the
Melissa.
same age you are. I'm steamrolling that.
even you couldn't. Miss Faye, you're not saying.
I didn't say it because you shouted objection. But I will now. That's precisely what I'm trying to say.
I'm trying
That
to
this
say
witness
Mike and
before
Melissa
us-
are here.
Oh no,
Oh
Lawrence's
my
first mute.
God!
Hi, Saba.
My
We're just
thoughts
gonna-
are getting out of control.
We're just gonna have a good time.
Wow, this never happened. But okay, continue.
It's just gonna be. Listen, it'll just be like the other day when we just hung out for 3 hours. No! Stop typing! I can't shut them up. It's pointless. Might as well leave it. God damn it.
Yep, you're back.
You're all.
We're back.
Oh god, you guys are making my neck hurt. Oh, give me a second. Ow. Okay.
Quick, post Mike and Melissa.
I was thinking, like, wasn't her name Melissa? Am I waiting for this moment?
This girl is in fact Dahlia Hawthorne.
Why'd you read it?
MJ Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
What?
Ah, nice work. I love Mike and Melissa. That was like tossing a grenade into a
Oh,
3 alarm
God.
fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit and run arsonist.
What the fuck
The
is this?
fuck
This
are
medic-
you talking about?
My metaphors make sense.
What are you referencing? If I can expose her true nature as Melissa, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now is my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm.
No, that's Phoenix's job.
Phoenix.
So, first off, funny. That's a good joke. Second off, I didn't read squirm at first. I spot read that as squirt.
Oh my
Oh no!
And I was like, what?
Oh,
And then Lawrence read it, and I
no.
was like, oh, I was wrong.
Now is my
What the
chance to make Mr. Edgeworth
What the fuck
squirt.
did you just do?
I was doing the indicator Mike and Melissa, and then it came out as that, I guess.
Hmm.
Even
Well,
just felt like,
canonically, that's her
nope.
name. Her name is, I don't even know what flag that is. M-E. What country
I
has
think that's
M-E?
Kenya.
It's M-E is what is the two-letter code. Because
Is
you
it
have
in
L-I,
KE?
because you have L-I, which is
L.I..
Lithuania, SS, which is something in Africa, and then the A. Regional indicator A. Okay.
I was trying to regional indicator spelling, but then I guess when I removed the space, it came out as that.
Mm.
I guess I'll have to do that all over again.
Mm.
Witness, who
Witness.
are you? Show
I
us
love Mike and
identification.
Melissa. Just show who you are. Are you really a skunk girl?
I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
Thank you, Andrew.
But I'm
Don't-
asking politely.
Yes, I understand. We both
What?
understand.
Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself.
Your Honor, I have an admission to make.
Are you about to fucking say that you knew already that she was actually Dahlia Hawthorne? Because if you are, I'm going to come over there and kick you in the fucking teeth.
I honestly never thought the defense would pursue this matter this far.
You don't mean.
There we go.
Yes, the prosecutor office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses.
I swear to God,
You
I'm gonna implement a
just
button that
argued-
turns this
so
court
you-
upside down.
Whoa!
What are you saying? That doesn't make any sense.
He's so far away.
He's gotten up.
How is he not smart?
You know he hopped off his chair, is now walking
You
like
know it.
pacing
He
around the
threw
room.
down his headphones.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just in time for me to finish my masterpiece.
I know I saw it. Thanks.
Mike and Melissa.
It doesn't make... He just lied! He literally one statement ago was like, oh, well, she was officially reported dead, so, you know, whatever. You knew. This is literally him, like, concealing evidence.
Ha! Looks like the kid knew. Who would have thunk?
I don't want to read anymore. Pissed.
He knew her true identity from the get-go. If you hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't gonna say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. He traded his haunter for her cadabra.
Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh,
Okay, what the
Melissa,
fuck?
After all,
But I thought she died 5 years ago. You literally just said that.
we thought so as well, but, well, as you can see,
Why?
that has nothing to do with the current case. She was
Lawrence,
merely
you're
an
a
accidental
full-time
witness
Mia.
to a crime.
I don't believe it. 5 years. She been victim. And now suspicious.
Again.
Again. And will be.
Really, Miss Fay, I must say your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your
what the
client's
fuck?
crime on an innocent witness in order to win, at any cost. This is young
Bitch.
Edward, okay? He just like his
Bitch, you
looks.
lied in court.
Please let us take a moment to think. 5 years
No, I
ago,
don't
this
do
girl
that.
was kidnapped and nearly killed.
Hmm.
But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister.
And in 5 years, she will kill again.
What is she, fucking Pennywise?
Miss Fay must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. Nani?
¿Por qué?
¿Por qué?
¿Qué dijiste? I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. What?
What the
What? Miss Faye, what the fuck is happening?
Zach is molding
Please.
right now. I can feel it.
What?
Zach is molding. I can feel it.
I'm not balding, though.
What possible reason
You're
would
about to
this
be.
witness have for killing her beloved sister? Money. Pick the
Money!
diamond.
I thought I was winning, but then Zach has moved on.
You have the diamond.
I think you needed a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense. Who's saying this?
This is Armando.
Oh, the defense prepared to present evidence supporting our claim. You do it.
It's the diamond.
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. My
Ha.
God, my signature line.
Ha ha ha. What makes you think they're empty?
He's still in
Boy.
his 20s.
Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets.
To load them in the gun to shoot you.
I am sweating bullets. Also,
You
I
think you're in
have
a
the
tough spot.
diamond.
Present the diamond.
And now that
Someone from
clearly
the
we've
court
seen
group is
that,
saying that.
clearly we see that he doesn't care about withholding evidence, we can just
No.
outright come and say this too.
You've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you.
Mia, present the diamond.
Wait, why is she screaming to herself in her head?
The restless of youth, how charming.
This is coming from someone younger than me.
Now then, let's not waste any more time. Miss Faye, present the diamond. Jesus Christ.
Clearly, I see something
It's not the
big in your
diamond.
back pocket.
God damn it, Zach, I said it's
It's
not
the diamond right there.
What is this? This is the defense's idea of a joke.
No,
It's
it's a
not
diamond.
the diamond.
What the fuck are you talking about? This game has done nothing but jump the gun over and over and over. Why would I not? And by the way, I'm not actually mad at you, Adrian. But why would I not assume that I'm supposed to present the diamond and then posthumously explain how it's relevant?
Because there's a different motive.
What the fuck?
You're...
How is it not the diamond?
Moving faster. Oh no.
It's the victim's
She
note.
stayed hidden.
Yep.
Yep.
What the fuck? This case was
Oh.
cool.
Oh, it's the truth.
Was.
I think that's
Right,
the,
because
that's
it's
the
the
one.
thing
Okay.
because Terry still thinks that she was on his side when in actuality it was the both of them that were betraying him.
Truth is, kid, the game was rigged from the start.
Bang.
Terry. Oh, Terry.
The whole truth
Whole
and nothing
truth.
but the truth.
Yeah. That's what you swore there, right there.
A terrific story, Miss Fay. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fay. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence?
Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all. Zach, do you want to hand Mia over to Grant if you're not going to read her line?
What testimony?
5 years ago, nature, important secret between sisters.
Very well. I'll grant. Okay, I'll know it's be a pain for you, but you can enlighten us once more. Oh.
My little boy. I'll try, Mr. Judge.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah, the old child
Just
will
mix up.
be my
I
last
need to get back to Canada.
My
My
moose is
people
getting
need
hungry.
me,
It's
eh?
almost lunchtime. Gotta feed him.
3 years ago, I was kidnapped by
maple
Mr.
leaves.
Terry Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. Ah, falling. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind.
He went to prison for murder. He got the
Yeah.
death sentence for murder.
Yes.
The fact
Still
that
true,
she
though.
is here giving this testimony, period, means that he was falsely imprisoned. Period.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh. But we don't have time to unwrap all of that.
Well, you gotta keep on going. I still got more to say.
I think that this might be the worst written case in the game. This is beyond infuriating.
Just get ready for case 5.
I'm
Oh,
not.
I
I'm not
can't
gonna.
wait to
I'm
see
not.
what happens
I'm not gonna
then.
lie. Does someone want to take me?
I literally said earlier, if you're
Yes,
not going
I
to read
know
her
you
line.
did, Adrian. Thank you. I'm pursuing that. So does anyone want to take
Lawrence.
Lawrence,
You want Mia?
I
You want
guess
full
so.
Mia control?
Pull Mia control.
Lawrence comes out of the thoughts and into real life.
Oh, I have a voice.
I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again from my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
Hmm.
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe after all that she murdered her sister? Preposterous!
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fay.
Yes, Your Honor.
As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping.
But she's alive.
I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Gentle as a landmine. Go at
Gentle
it.
as a landmine.
I don't think I've ever seen Zach more angry at a case.
Wait, hold on, give me 1 second. What did you... Alright. Mr. Edwards got a jump on me again.
Ha! If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up, we've still got that info, that ace up our sleeve.
What info?
Come on, kid, and don't say you've forgotten already. The fact the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
But we don't have a fucking testimony. We don't have an official statement.
That's right, it was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the
Unless
lobby.
we
In the
get
hobby.
one.
Rawr.
Boo. Boo, boo, boo,
Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
You have to defend Hank Hill in a case.
Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret.
5 years ago. Okay.
I was kidnapped and the ransom price was my diamond.
We have this and then one more testimony.
It's the
And then
diamond.
we're done?
And then we're done, yeah.
Really?
You'll
And then we're done with the
see.
whole case.
Yes.
You'll
Oh
see.
God,
I don't know.
I didn't realize it was 11:53.
Do you think, Adrian,
Yeah.
it'll make him mad by the time we get to that point? When this
I
case
think
ends?
I think we've reached the
I'm
peak.
already mad.
I think we've reached peak Zach madness. I don't think it's gonna
Okay.
get worse from here, but it is
It'll
not
be
going to get
interesting
better.
to see. Okay.
It's really funny because this is the first time on video I have recorded legitimate proof of what I'm like when I'm actually mad, where I get quiet and I don't want to fucking talk. Like, fake mad is me shouting and yelling and trying to make a show of it. This is legitimately pissing me off to the point where I just want the answer. I don't want to think about this. Unless someone
Okay.
else wants to.
You have
Nope.
to present the map on number 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Present the map.
Map.
Because it's the same map from fucking 5 years ago.
Right, it didn't
Logic
get
is-
fixed.
Yeah,
The
because it says
logic
it
is
looks
that
the same.
If she was pushed from behind from where she would have fell on bedrock and slammed her head and had a corpse that was obvious rather than surviving.
But we weren't so lucky.
However, that's hard to believe.
But it's true. I felt the push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls.
I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I should have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible.
Hello?
Saba?
No, sorry, impossible. Sorry,
God.
I got distracted by Adrian
What?
posting things.
Game.
Game!
Impossible.
I hate that. This is awful.
Game.
This is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Wasted.
Now I'm
I
curious.
told you I got distracted. It wasn't my fault.
This is terrible.
You played
Ernest
30.
Hemingway.
Like, I'm pissed at like how many of these I recognize. Oh my god. Alright,
Dun,
well.
dun, 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 dun.
I asked for the court to call the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago.
Why does that sound like the Tetris song?
Yeah.
That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. Also, the voices are literally called blocks. So
That explains
Oh!
it. Auto tuning for the Tetris theme.
look, watch what I do, like a monotone just screaming. Ah.
That's pretty good.
Autotune is cool.
The dog is incredible.
So that pushed you from behind as you have claimed.
Bam.
Instead of being carried away by the river, you would have fucking died. You would have fucking died.
With one fell blow, you would have cleaved your skull. With one fell push,
Almost
kill Frodo.
Take ring.
I gotta see that video again.
It's so
Do you understand now, Donald your Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed me from behind is impossible.
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago.
Edgeworth, shut up.
Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then.
Edgeworth, shut up challenge.
20 feet from the bridge to the river.
Shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up, Edgeworth.
Please shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Your words are like sandpaper to my brain.
You're right. If the events occurred just okay, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
Oh.
Okay.
You see, I.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Wide-eyed Edgeworth is back again.
I love this face. This good face.
It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge.
The fuck are you talking about?
After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwillingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's
If
true, she
that's
would have
true-
fallen into the river. Oh, you're right. That's not me. Sorry.
If that's true, she would have fallen into the river.
River.
Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
You know, she didn't just legitimately testify that she got pushed backwards, but then Edgeworth goes like, yes, but what if she actually got pushed sideways? And everybody's like, yeah, that makes sense. And it's like, what are you talking about? She said she got pushed backwards.
That goes against the testimony.
Kill him.
Kill him.
Now that you mention it,
Oh no.
I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires.
Oh no. We're moving faster.
Order in the court.
It seems Mrs. Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault. Oh, wait, one.
What?
Aggravated assault against Dahlia Hawthorne as I beat her unconscious.
Aggravated assault on Edgeworth as I beat him unconscious. As a being shot in the arm, it's possible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous. What's so impossible about it?
Because they're flawed logic, period.
What?
It's the witness's photo.
Witness's photo?
Not this one.
Witnesses.
Witness's photo.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, because the wires are
Oh.
too high.
Yeah.
That one's fine.
She'd have to
That
jump.
was logical, yep.
Your Honor, all the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
No. But let's remember the size and the wires to 14-year-old girl
No.
something.
Edgeworth, I'm not even gonna listen to you. So young and forgetful, Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm.
Ah.
And more importantly, Sally Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point blank range.
Ah.
So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge is clearly impossible.
Ah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Order. What is the meaning of this?
Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally.
What? What is this?
He did
tiger.
he did the tiger noise.
Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had a gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide.
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Oh, then what was it? What was it so important that you want to jump into the river?
The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. Yes, it does. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River.
Okay, now you present the diamond, yeah.
Diamond.
The highly intense, rich diamond.
5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Dahlia brought up to the mountain with her, a $2 million diamond.
Wow.
Ah, no, it can't be.
The diamond.
Yes, I had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. Bang! Ah!
Dude, he felt like a fucking Tetris piece in that river.
At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river. With the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack.
All in fashion, that Tetris piece played paced by a speedrunner.
Why, that's simply ridiculous.
As ridiculous as your remarks, Edward.
Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such demonic plan?
Yes. Yes. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well?
But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping?
That is what I says, yes. I'm sure that has weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. It is the sole reason behind the victim's murder.
What do you mean by that?
On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister, Dahlia. And when she told her what she was planning to do,
Planning to do?
She was going to tell the whole truth. And she wrote it in her note.
that is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill two birds with one stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
Wow.
Oh.
Who is that? Laughing at a time like this?
Forgive me, it's just hilarious.
Witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you'll have the evidence to back it up, don't you?
Evidence.
Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister.
Well,
And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Hmm. Well, Miss Faye.
I don't know.
What a joke. You, Miss Fay? Are you stupid or something?
Just suplex you. Oh, now I gotta change. How can I? Oh, I don't even have a decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course. Of course you are.
Is this it? Is it really over? The girl has made a fool of me. There's nothing I can do about it.
Ha! My catchphrase.
Adrian sliding in.
Without evidence the trial is over, who decided that?
Mr. Armando.
Coming in clutch.
Come on now, kid. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? Just fucking punch him!
Did I just see? I think the sprite didn't animate well the first time he blinked. It looked like he blinked with one eye at a time, like a fucking lizard.
For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Shit.
Testimony.
I'll testify. Get me on the stand.
I'll do it. I'll say some random shit.
On the day in question,
You know
Dahlia
he
Hawthorne
would.
murdered her sister Valerie.
True.
She hid her body in the trunk of Miss Fall's stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's
Duh? That's, like, what are you talking about?
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Since there's no proof, there's only one left below. Who is the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes?
I think the defense is having a stroke over there.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Only my inner thoughts having a stroke. Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness.
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls.
The defendant.
There's only one person who can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia, disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Falls.
I was hoping it would be on a different part of the song.
I was about to say if it like ended like at the bottom. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what's your take on this? Also, it's 9:10. I don't know how much farther we're going, or 12:10, I guess, for Zach.
We have one objection, and then it'll wrap up the case for a while.
What do you mean
I
for
don't know.
a while?
I would say we have between like 10 to 15 minutes left, depending on how fast we go.
Let's power through
Speed
it.
run?
If people are
Okay.
okay with
Power.
it.
Sure.
Progress.
Fast speaking. Why not? The prosecution has no
Progress,
objection.
team.
Just talk fast.
Very well. So, bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna burn.
My last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to sabotage his guilt. Do all I have left.
Nice.
Speed racer. Defendant, you heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes?
Oh, I don't believe it. No way. 5 years ago, Molly betrayed me.
Mr. Falls.
Why are you reading?
Because you're not doing it. It should still
just
be
went,
said out
"Ugh."
loud. Oh, you.
I went, oh.
You know what?
Okay, continue then.
One thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive. Anyway, here's for the doors.
Speedrunning Tetris.
Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne or Dahlia
Oh,
Hawthorne?
I thought it was me. Was it Dahlia Hawthorne or Dahlia Hawthorne?
She promised me
Bunga.
crumb of coochie.
Oh my god. Terry. You don't trust me
Came
anymore?
out
That
really
makes
good.
me sad.
Well, hang on, while Mia's
I
not
shouldn't need
speaking,
to
you
say
just
now. Adrian, we're powering through this. You should already know. But there is one thing I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Guilty. I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once, only once. One of them, Mr. Falls, what do you got to say? Witness, where? I'm sorry, I apologize.
Order.
Whoa. Ha! It'll be my coffee instead. Laced with cyanide. Darker and bitterer than hell itself. Okay.
He said a swear, get him out of here.
He said a fuck word.
Stop.
He said the fuck word.
Let Goofy swear.
Do it again.
Max off. Fuck.
I never put
You never put
nobody in
nobody.
your car.
Nobody or nobody.
That's my favorite Mitski song.
So one woman showed up,
No.
they talked, she left.
Shut up, Sabo.
That was Valerie. What if we just cave Edgeworth's head in.
Cave Edgeworth's husband.
Mia the entire time's like, God, I wish someone just beat me over the head so I could stop living.
Oh, no.
You gotta present the witness photo on 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Really?
Yeah.
2.
Somebody got to the bridge, no one had a right on, so you sure you went down the bridge? Yeah, sure, I was supposed to tell you why.
Oh,
He cried.
he cried.
Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye.
Well, as the bridge was still looking for the perfect bridge. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one that has the bridge right.
I guess so, yeah.
It would be weird for both of them to walk out, I guess.
Yeah, because if he was already there, she would have been closer to that where the car
She
would
lived.
be.
She just walked past him, bro.
It's like that show where they're already standing at the end of the bridge once you arrive.
She jumped it.
She jumped over him.
Rocket jump.
Fucking jumped over him.
Have a special place before the bridge.
I don't want to put this in
Mm,
the video. I hate this case.
little bottle.
Charming. Your client said,
So, the whole. Oh, okay, right. Because then the cop that she murders in like a year in the future is probably investigating whatever the fuck is about to happen in a minute or two here, and then she had to murder that for $2 million. That's it? Are you kidding?
Well, I guess she was a 14-year-old, so I guess she thought $2 million was like.
But it
the
took
rest of her life.
5 years.
Well, no one said she was that smart. I guess ultimately.
Are you sure she's
That-
devious? Does that not mean
Yeah,
that she
she's
has
a-
to be smart?
Indeed,
could
that's
be
some
both.
bullshit.
Also, how did she know that she was gonna survive in fucking River Rapids?
Oh, yeah.
She was 14. She thought she
What
was
the fuck?
invincible.
Did he just cough up blood?
Oh,
the
Oh my
fuck?
god!
whoa.
Do you have fucking
Oh,
tuberculosis?
the bottle's empty. Is he dead?
He did empty the bottle, and that's why he was covering his mouth just now.
Oh.
He
So
emptied it straight
he's-
into his mouth.
Oh, Romeo and Juliet.
Whoa.
Okay.
Trial. Your Honor, we
That's-
need a recess. And
He'll die,
You need
motherfucker.
more than a recess.
and the medics. Emergency.
Holy shit. Kill Sweet Dahlia.
fuck?
You got it.
What happens, you simple man? You.
Thanks for the coffee.
No problem.
Because he
I
gave
mean,
him
wait.
time.
Mr. Falls.
Alright, he's fucking dead.
Jesus Christ.
So that was both Mia and
So she
Edward's
gets
first
away?
case. Makes sense that Mia didn't do any more cases for a year.
There were no winners, only losers?
Technically, Edward didn't lose.
Technically, Mia didn't
Oh my
either, I
God.
guess?
Exactly.
Dang, that's a lot of
It's
people.
really weird, and I know that it's late and I should be wrapping up the stream, but it's like, I gotta fucking talk about this. It's like, Dahlia is probably the most evil villain that they've established so far, because she's not, it's not even just that she's cartoonishly evil like Von Karma or Gant, right? And fucking what's-his-face, the actor from 2, is also evil, like he's manipulative, but it seems like he's like a career criminal, whereas Dahlia seems like she is born venomous, you know? And it's just like, this entire case is so well... not structured. It's like the idea and the concept behind this case is fantastic, and there are just fucking. It felt like there were 4 or 5 places where I just kept fucking stubbing my pinky toe against the story. You know what I mean? And like the first time it's like, that sucks, but that's not exactly their fault. And then I start getting suspicious as to why the fucking story keeps moving in the way of my foot. I hate this case. This was awful. This is the worst case I can think of that we've done.
Luckily, it was very short too.
It was very short. That was only
This
2
was just
episodes,
a-
not even.
It
Do
was
you
just
think
a
it- do you-
pretense, basically.
But the final
you-
case will be starting next week.
Zach, do you think that it's made worse by the fact that it was promising or it has promising elements rather than just
Yes,
entirely being
100%.
garbage?
Because this had so I was so interested, and I'm still interested in the premise and the overall idea. Because, like I said before, when I was just like, oh, it's the sisters killed each other because they wanted the money or whatever. That's an okay premise in and of itself. And then the fact that everything was on this bridge and it all came down to that one photo that Dahlia took. That's great. That's awesome. Literally, just if it was the fact that it really comes down to if Edgeworth didn't know that she was Dahlia. That's it. That's like the linchpin that was way too much for me. Because he should be disbarred. He should just not be allowed to be a prosecutor anymore. He literally lied one statement earlier.
But then the prosecutor wouldn't have the upper hand.
Right. So go fuck yourself. Oh,
Oh,
Oh my god.
he's so pissed.
the coffee.
No.
The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. I'm gonna wipe my blood on
Bro.
Edgeworth's face now.
Bro.
Is he gonna run after her?
Did he? I was gonna say, did he get it like in his eye or something? Maybe.
No, he didn't. Yeah. So that case sets up for the next case, and I will say that like, I feel like Zach would.
But what happened to Dahlia?
We'll
She
find out.
Got away. I guess.
But
She met
how?
Phoenix.
Oh yeah, I guess she went. So she went back to college.
And then
Yeah.
met Phoenix and tried to frame him.
That doesn't.
I feel like,
even if like she should still be. She should still be held accountable for because they could say that she was emotionally scarred from the incident. I don't know. Just she hid for 5 years and let somebody like be on death row. Which, to be honest, it took 5 years for him to finally move up on death row. So whatever. But sorry, I just, like I can't
just-
believe did you specifically, Adrian, not mention that I might hate this case? Like, did you? Because you kept saying that I might hate case 3, and that made me think. Like, when I didn't hate case 3 and I thought case 3 was pretty good, I was elated for the rest. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, to be
I'll be
fair,
honest, I
you
didn't
didn't
remember how-
dislike this case. It was just that one part, I guess, of the case that kind of ruined it for you. So.
What the heck?
I was gonna say first
Well,
as a
'cause this
side tangent.
yeah.
I feel like Zach would like the prosecutor in the 4th game.
Well, I mean,
Apollo
we'll play that
Justice,
eventually. So.
because in Apollo Justice, the prosecutor isn't an asshole, which is a weird change of pace.
I'm about to say,
But-
I don't think we've had that yet.
Yeah, it's a very strange change of pace. But secondly, I'll be honest, I kind of forgot most of this case.
Older Edgeworth is less of an asshole.
Old
Yeah, I mean,
Edgeworth is
I
less
kind
bad.
of remembered the pretense of
So
this.
she
just
was.
him,
So
like,
she
killing
was.
himself.
So she was guilty because they just said that her verdict was guilty for whatever.
Wait, what the fuck then? What happened?
Yeah. So what happened?
Couldn't have been more wrong.
It's been 5. Oh my god! I guess it has been 5 years because that was a year prior to it being 4 years ago. Oh my god! Are you kidding?
Pennywise.
5 long years. She will strike. All right.
That
We're almost done with the trilogy.
I know.
And now we're back to Phoenix.
I mean, we'll see how long this final case takes.
This final
No,
case
I'm sure it's
fucking
super
lasts
long.
forever.
It
It's
does.
so long.
Oh my god! I mean, like at the end of it, I was like, "Oh my god, this was like crazy."
Okay.
Good,
until next
good.
year.
My mom.
I gotta. You could talk about case 5 in a second, but I gotta know from like Lawrence and Grant, people who weren't aware of this, and I don't know, maybe even Saba and Adrian can say based on what they. I'm not insane, right? Like that was awful.
No, you're absolutely
no, that
right,
was
and I found
insane.
catharsis in your reaction.
It's
Because I was like, wow, that's how I feel, but I don't have the energy to scream.
That kind kind of might have been my thing. I'm like this is kind of ridiculous, but I just moved on because I was like, it's just a game, whatever. I'm just gonna
Yeah, but
move on.
the problem is that very uniquely, like I can't think of any other games where it asks you to believe in a legal system in order to move the game forward. Because this isn't like if this was just debating, right? If it was literally just like two individuals who are debating who they think is the murderer, totally fine. You could start doing like lies and all this stuff because there's not supposed like we are supposed to believe that this is a court system that works. And the
fact that
that
there's a judge there.
yeah, there's a judge, it's a courtroom. We as the defense constantly get called out for like mistakes that we make. But then the fact that the prosecution keeps getting away with bullshit, and that is the biggest bullshit I have ever seen in these games.
I know that's bad, but we also do pretty bad stuff too. I know that's
We did
true as well.
we did one that we weren't called out on. That I
I
can
will
think
also
of.
Bluff.
say,
I remember the bluffing one.
I will also say, I don't know
Look
if
up
how
evidence.
to what point it is, but like the thesis of this game, part of it was that like, oh, in Japan the prosecution has an unfair advantage. That's kind of part of the thesis
Okay.
of the game, was that it was political commentary.
I guess so. Yeah, okay. It sucks, right? Because even if you intend to make, like, I'm not super huge fan of spicy food, but if you're intending on making spicy ramen, I can appreciate that you did. You know what I mean? But like, still doesn't mean I'm gonna like the spicy ramen.
That's fine.
I mean,
But
yeah, that's
yeah,
fine.
no.
Just think of it as a pretext
And
for
what
like
bluff are
the
you
next one.
talking about, Saba?
Like the one in the game where he's just bluff the evidence to like.
Oh yeah,
The one with
the
the
case we just did.
secret. Yeah.
No, that's the
Yeah.
one I'm talking about where that's the one instance I can think of where we got away with something that should not have happened. Every
Maybe it's
other
because
time
it was
he's been
recent.
called out or he's been okay technically. You know what I mean? Because in the
Yeah.
first game, Phoenix bluffed a lot, but it wasn't him directly making a statement that is a lie. It was him, like, conjecturing about what something could have been or what could have happened. You know what I mean? And then he
Yeah.
baits people into ratting themselves out, essentially. At least that's what I remembered it as.
Duh.
It's so fucking frustrating. So
I think
I can't even go. Like, I'm not like I'm mentally exhausted, but I feel like I've been attacked.
Oh god.
You know what I mean?
so.
Like my heart rate is up. I'm shaking in rage. I'm like,
Oh,
what the
shit. Just
fuck?
remind yourself this is just part of this game. We're just moving on with it to the
So-
next case.
So considering how accurate my prediction was for case 3, which wasn't, take it with a grain of salt. My prediction is that Zach is. I think that he'll like most of the next case.
It's weird, Adrian, because I don't know if you're because I'm kind of picking up on it, but like I obviously get upset, and we'll end the stream here in a second, but I obviously get upset by bullshit, right? But when it's like cool, wacky twists in the story, I'm fine, and I can give a lot of leeway to that stuff, at least my own personal leeway. But when it comes to like stuff, because like I'm just thinking about all the times that
That's
I've
a bunch of
gotten-
stuff.
It's a bunch of stuff. Listen, fat. But look, fat. Listen, fat. But when it comes to like stuff that should directly contradict the legal system that we're asked to believe in, I just explode. So if you're telling me that something happens in case 5 that should happen in a reasonable legal system, I might just shut off the stream. I might just press the power button on my computer when that happens.
There's a thing that kind of happens, but I think it's cool.
I would say too. I think the next case is pretty like mind bending, but like in a good way.
In a good way? Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Alright, so tomorrow we're still doing the Sunday co-op stream. I'm sure I'm
might not make it to the Sunday. I got a Friendsgiving to go to.
Friendsgiving. Alright, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Dude, I can't wait for Zach to eventually play Ace Attorney 4 and just be like, I fucking love this prosecutor. He's actually helpful. He's not an asshole.
We're both looking for the same thing, which is the truth.
legitimately.
Well, I mean, I think Edgeworth became like that towards the end of some cases.
Yeah, but he's
And
not
then
the
we
prosecutor
didn't-
anymore.
Exactly.
What? I couldn't even hear it. What did you say, Adrian?
I had to fucking clench my teeth so I didn't fucking yell at midnight.
I said that he's not the prosecutor anymore.
He becomes
yeah.
a good, tolerable person, and then you immediately fucking replace him with Francisca, who physically beats you in a court of law, and the judge is like, oh.
No,
Who
because
doesn't
she
wanna
also
get
beats
beat
him
up?
too.
Yeah, she beats the judge.
Like it's the gimmick.
The
You know,
best
I take it
part
just
of
for
two
what
is
it
when
is.
she gets fucking shot. Because that's what I want to do to her. She
And then
deserves
she
it.
saves you.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Alright. No,
I mean,
no,
to be
stop.
fair.
Whoa.
Oh,
No
we're
one
gonna see the
saw
preview
that.
for the next case.
No, you saw exactly
statue.
one flash of lightning.
Pog.
There's a statue with
saw
the
it.
girl in the